Well, hello everyone! Welcome to Swimmer Sync 124, your weekly, just overall fight to the death. But it is I, Mad Gamer the Second, and tonight I'm joined by the lovely Miss Pixie6. How are you doing tonight, Six?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to see these teams compete now that we have divs for everybody. Wow, everybody, we potentially know how good everyone is. Not really.
Well, we can get a rough estimate of how the team matchups are going to go. Speaking of matchups, our first matchup of the night is going to be Breakdown versus Sonaria, which we are told are both some Div 4 teams, so expect some action out of this matchup right here.
Mm-hmm. I like that the divs are out and we have like this estimation of how the teams will, go against each other. But divs to me are just a number. There still could be like big differences between, people in the same div. So you never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just an estimation, and honestly, it's like more of a milestone, a personal milestone. It's like, all right, I got this div this season, next season, I'll try to aim higher, and it just helps just see how far you've grown.
Yeah, that's how I like to think about it. I would like to be estimated at higher than I actually am.
Oh, absolutely. Taking a look at these two teams, I know we've seen both Breakdown and Sonaria on the SOS before. I'm trying to remember like what to be expecting from these two teams. I know like backlines are sadly falling out of favor with just the occasional player sticking to it.
That's right. I see a lot more ball points. Sometimes people pull out the chargers, not as often, but it's mostly ball points that I've seen for backline. People love their inkjets.
I've actually seen a few of the new Nouveau as well that inkback for something like, I don't know, Rainmaker or Tower Control. It's quite powerful, especially if you're already a Splatling user.
Interesting. I haven't seen much use of that, but if someone pulls it out, I would be excited to see it.
Well, we probably won't see it for this first match. Splat Zones on Brightwater Springs. This would be the one if we were going to be having any E-leaders in the lobby. They would be the one to bring it out for this one.
Oh goodness, yes. Just standing up on the tall points and being able to see basically the whole map. It's so it's not fun when you're not the E-leader, but it's very fun when you are.
That's true, but they kind of been in hiding recently because of the uprise of the Zuka meta, especially with how open it is. If a charger can see you, the Zuka can as well, and just that will take you down if you're least expecting it. So we may be seeing some splatter shot or vanilla splatter shot. I'm trying to think what other Zuka weapons are prevalent nowadays. Mostly the vanilla splatter shot.
Yes, I would say most of the vanilla splatter shot. Sometimes the squeezer, if people are really good with that. I believe there's a roller that has the Trizuka as well. Oh, there's a squeezer.
Yes.
There we go.
That's right. The
Two
carbon
squeezers.
Roller. Oh, two squeezers and a vanilla shot. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Zukas from these two teams.
Yeah, they were ready for this meta.
Both rocking the NZEP as well, but I think the Forge Pro was the most surprising pick of this lineup. You don't see that too often nowadays. It's going to have that Booyah Bomb and the Suction Bomb, and this particular zone is quite small, so it's going to be flipped quite a bit, especially when that Trizuka or the Tri-Strike comes out.
Okay, it looks like Sonaria is in control right now. They have one down, but it looks like they're able to maintain control pretty well. Not pushing up too much, just enough to be a threat. But it looks like that it goes into Breakdown's favor now.
Yeah, the Tri-Strike, as I just mentioned, flipped the zone pretty easily, but then like they weren't able to hold it. They lost two members almost immediately. However, Breakdown, they're going to be breaking down as well. Like two go down with a third to the Zuga shot, so Sonaria's going to be able to take this back quite easily again. Like, it's just going to be going so back and forth unless we see an absolute wipeout.
Looks like they're having a lot of fun in that right pit there. A bit of back and forth action until Sonaria takes the zone again. Looks like they're trying to hold off Breakdown from coming down this ramp here. They have a few specials lined up, so maybe they can hold it a bit longer than they were able to before.
Yeah, with the Booyah Bomb and the Tri-Strikes on hand, like Breakdown, they don't have anything they just had their Tri-Strike and their Zuga go online, but both of them
Oh,
go down, so
no.
they're not going to be able to use them. And with Sonaria's Tri-Strikes, they're going to be able to hold the zone for a little bit longer. They're taking down all the way to 40.
Yeah, it looks like 3 went down on the side of Breakdown. Sonaria was able to... Oh, they just lost the zone, just kidding. Breakdown able to take one of Sonaria's members down. They're holding this pit here. Hopefully they can push up and continue to hold the zone.
Yeah, that was the value of that cooler in action there. Like, even though the Tri-Strike user, the sloshing machine, went down, they were able to come back and use it almost immediately just to be able to flip the zone. And see, this is what you want to do for this map, is like push up as far as you can. So far, both teams have been able to keep up enough members to keep that from really happening, but like, there's the lockout that you really want to go for.
Exactly. Oh, and then we get the Wipeout. Sonaria has the zone here. They're able to push up the ramp. I'm not sure if they are able to build specials fast enough to hold the zone. Now that Breakdown is getting their Tri-Strikes out. And the Trizuka! Oh no!
Like we saw that cooler go online just as it went down, so none of their teammates are going to have it. So there's going to be a lot of the specials reset. It's just the the T-Tech online right now. Like they will have that for the retake, but Breakdown is almost through their own penalty, and they're having their specials of their own as well as the cooler. So they're going to be pushing quite aggressively here, just trying to keep this zone in their favor.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to hold this now that I've seen a few members of Sonaria get Soda as well. Looks like Sonaria is back. They're able to hold it on for a little while, at least flip it to neutral. Maybe they can take it here, although Breakdown's got their specials there to take it back.
Well, that was huge right there. 3 members down, and they were able to get the lead off that too. With so many members of Breakdown up, like they are going to be so far up that ramp right there. I don't think Sonaria's going to have enough time to bring this back. They don't have any specials online. They are outnumbered. Like they're going to have to make a Hail Mary play to get that zone back.
Well, it looks like they're trying to get in any way they can, but they were not able to. This goes to Breakdown.
Indeed, Breakdown taking the first match, and it was pretty back and forth for the first half of it, but then about halfway through, Breakdown just got a nice streak going. Sonaria losing a bit of momentum and just getting a bit staggered as well, so like they didn't have the specials or the manpower to really contest Breakdown's hold on them.
Right, goodness. I was thinking that it was going to go in Sonaria's favor for that beginning there. They were really aggressive. They had all their specials, but I think just the combination of both teams having the sodas, it's so hard to keep that wipeout and to keep the other team from getting into the zone.
Right, and they even did get a wipeout on Breakdown at one point, but it's like, again, they just weren't able to keep them out long enough just to have the zone in their favor. Like, as you mentioned, the cooler, I think that definitely played a huge part in Breakdown's ability to be able to get back in quickly and with resources on hand. And then, once again, we just saw that ends up going down before they could throw down the cooler, so it just threw off their entire just cycle of that cooler.
Yeah, definitely. When you're an NZAP player, you want to get that soda for your team. Otherwise, building all the paint for your special, it gets kind of useless if you're not there to use it.
Oh, 100%. Now the next one's going to be Tower Control on Hacklefish Market. It is a much different map than Brinewater Springs. We're still probably going to be seeing pretty similar comps, a lot of aggression and frontliner usage, but just the longular map with the tower route itself, like it's going to require a good deal of oomph just to push the team back and able to get through, because that second checkpoint in particular is especially hard to get through if you don't have that elbow.
Exactly, that choke point is really hard to get through. Now I'm wondering if we're going to see backline for this mode. For Splat zones, it doesn't really favor backlines, I feel, and especially on Brinewater Springs. Unless you're a very cracked charger, you're not going to be doing much for your team. But on Tower Control, I think maybe we could see one.
I would have to agree with you there. Like, not only is like backline good for Tower Control, but I feel like with just how prevalent that Zuko is, we saw 2 of them on the one team. Like, a charger would not be having a good time with how open Brinewater is. But there's a lot more cover on Hacklefish here, so if we did see a backline, it would be here.
Ooh.
Ooh, no backline, but we're going to be seeing the slot machine for both sides as well as a range blaster. So only one... Actually, no, I take that. We still have 2 Zukas for the side of, I think, Breakdown here. But Sonaria opted for no Zuka at all.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this blaster pick. I love having blasters for towers because It almost feels broken that you could just keep aiming at the tower and usually get a pick there if someone's standing on it.
Oh, yes. Like, typically that you have a little bit of cover with that pole in the middle, but not when you're going against a blaster, but it is not going to matter. Breakdown getting a wipeout off of Sonaria's pretty earlier on, and again, that aggression, they're going to be pushing up so far just to be able to keep the tower in their favor and just keep it moving as fast as possible.
Definitely. With Breakdown building that Booyah, trying to get a little more space up on their plat. They were able to take a little space, but then one goes down. They're still trying to hold here, trying to get a few more points on the tower, but it doesn't look like they're able to.
That was a nice double by the Splash Machine, but Kino here able to just take them out before they really do too much damage. They were so close to getting that wipeout, so Breakdown did get the first checkpoint, but weren't able to push it too far past that. Now Sonaria just has to find a way to break out with how far up Breakdown is pushed.
Definitely. Looks like Breakdown is grouping up pretty well here, trying to get past this point, trying to get the checkpoint here. But Sonaria's doing a good job of building their specials, aiming it at the tower, getting a few picks here. Breakdown's doing whatever they can to keep pushing, but there's only one member here by the tower. I don't think they can hold it by themselves.
No, not at all. All of Sonaria just descended upon them, and they were overwhelmed. So this is going to be Sonaria's chance to be take back mid, get some map control of their own. And they have Breakdown a bit staggered at the moment, so getting another pick like that, like they can definitely push this advantage here. Cooler is online, as well as those tri-strikes.
Yeah, it looks like when Breakdown was trying to be aggressive, trying to get those few more points, it wasn't really in their favor. It split their team up a little bit. But now it looks like Sonaria with 2 down, their team is split up as well. They're not able to hold this tower, and Breakdown is able to get back to mid.
Oh, a nice play by Ultra Geese right there on the inside. I think they got 3 of them just coming in from the side. They weren't quite prepared for it, so it just completely broke down Sonaria's push on the tower. Like, they still have enough presence to keep mid kind of contested, but the Breakdown, they're inching their way forward, especially now that they have Cooler online.
Definitely. They're making good efforts to push here. It's only a few points at a time, but if they can continue that, they'll be able to hold the tower against Sonaria.
A nice pick from the blaster, but unfortunately goes down in the tray. They do have the Cooler though, so they'll be able to come back pretty quickly. It just, Breakdown is once again just has a nice hold on this tower. If they're able to take control of this elbow, they might be able to get to that section where the blaster is. Oh no, the blaster was defending, but then the Booyah Bomb took it out. That's going to be 3 members down off of Sonaria. We see Yeats going up on the tent here, trying to keep this flank under control. And they're going to be getting to this second checkpoint, but not enough to get any points out of it.
Yeah, it looks like we see Ultra Yeats going back to spawn. The other members of Breakdown also kind of pulling out, going back towards mid. Sonaria is in a good position here. They're retaking mid. They're able to get a bit of the area here. Maybe they are able to use their specials to push up a little bit. It looks like they're trying to build them here.
And then Tri-Slasher underneath this ledge here is pretty optimal position, but they do get taken out. They were able to bait out a couple of splats to the Tri-Strike, but is once again they didn't quite have or win those 1v1s they needed to get through. But with 2 and a possible 3rd down, this is going to be another chance for them to get this first checkpoint as we go into this last minute.
Yeah, I see Kino getting a lot of these picks here, just being very... Oh, as I say that, they go down, but they were doing a really good job getting picks, being really fast, being sneaky. Luckily, the rest of Sonaria is still in the area. Maybe they can push the tower a little bit more. It looks like they're trying really hard.
Yeah, that was a nice shot from the Zuka there. Completely took out the Tower Rider, and that just completely broke down their defense because their aggressive play had to pull back just to keep control of the tower. And with just all of the members descending upon it, like, they couldn't really do anything. And with 30 seconds left, like, they have to be able to push this out. Like, they have a lot of paint control still, but it's still Breakdown's got a solid defense.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Breakdown has a lot of their own area. They're able to fan out a little bit to surround Sonaria, especially since Sonaria has to get past this choke point here. It's really hard to maintain the area around it.
See 2 of them are trying to push up, but they're just getting crossfire from a lot of the members of Breakdown. Tower Rider's going to be taken out. 2 jumps to tower. They may be able to hold it. They are still on the tower. 1 member remaining. They have their Tri-Strike on hand, but they are going to be taken down at the last moment. So Breakdown getting a second victory for this set.
Yeah, it's tough for Sonaria to try and hold against all those specials, especially the Trizuka, when all you have to do is really aim at tower and have one of your own players take it while the enemy is trying to flee, trying to not to die to the Zuka.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it was tough. Like, every time it seemed like Sonaria would get the advantage, Breakdown were just, they just came back and just completely broke down whatever it is they were trying to put together. And I think it really came down to like some of those 1v1s underneath the 10s. Like, even when the specials came out, just the Breakdown were able to win a few more of those one-on-one fights than Sonaria was.
Yeah, exactly. I feel both teams were very aggressive. Both were very good at kind of rushing in and getting picks really quickly, trying to hold the area. But I mean, one has to be better at that than the other to be able to push forward. And I suppose we saw that here with Breakdown. They were just able to get a few more picks than Sonaria was, and they were able to push up.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, this is a play all three, so although Breakdown won the set, there's still one more match to be played, and that match will be on Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. Now, like, tower control is a bit snowbally, but it's still limited by how fast the tower can move. Rainmaker, not so much. If we see a wipeout like we saw earlier on in that last match, like, whoever has control of the Rainmaker will be able to just run it, like, get so many points off it, especially on Humpback here.
Oh, definitely. I feel like Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track is a very common one that you see in tournaments. I just, it's very fun, I think, just to, this map in particular, to have to kind of navigate all the different height advantages and disadvantages. Just, it makes for a fun game.
Oh, absolutely. It is, like, Humpback is definitely a classic from 2, and I feel like with the, like, especially this backline comp that we got going on here, the Cooler and the Zuka combos, like, it definitely plays well for Humpback Pump Track, and even more so for Rainmaker.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I love to see the Zuka play here because there's so many walls, so when you get a good pick over a wall, you just feel like so confident, you feel like the best.
Indeed, indeed. We did see, though, like, one of the members on Sonaria, I didn't realize it at first, but the sloshing machine was the Neo sloshing machine, so they had that Zuka on hand, but it's with the sloshing machine instead.
Having a little bit of difficulty seeing the screen right now.
Yeah, both teams are going to be setting up as we get into this next match soon.
Gotcha.
Like, the Squeezer has been one of the more consistent picks, I feel like, at least for Breakdown side. I can't remember if they did not have it for on Sonaria side the last time. They opted for some more tri-strikes in that Booyah combo, I think.
To be honest, I can't remember what I saw. I just saw the good Zuka picks from the last match because I'm always impressed by a really good Zuka pick. And tri-strikes are really great for tower control, just to be able to kind of displace the enemy team. I'm not sure if the same, I suppose the same can work in Rainmaker, but I feel in Rainmaker, because you have so much freedom, because you're not on a track that only has one direction, that maybe it's not as useful.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like the Zuka is going to get a lot more value out of it than the Tri-Strike. The Tri-Strike will be good for holding down certain of the checkpoints, especially that left side where, or I was like, depending if you're pushing it, it would be your right side. Like, just that first checkpoint all the way on that far side is typically where most teams will go if there's not a wipeout.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is that a 96 on the side of Ultra Yeats? Yes, it is. Oh, and a Nautilus. These teams have switched up a couple of their weapons.
Yes, we're seeing, I feel like I remember Yeats playing that 96 in the past, but definitely the combo with the Nautilus, and then the double Wiper, or I'm sorry, the Splatana for Sonaria's side, both the Scamper and the Wiper. That's a very interesting pick as well. But unfortunately, that is going to be 2 members going down, a third to the Crack, and now it's just the Tri-Slosher remaining, a free checkpoint for Breakdown.
Looks like Breakdown is able to be aggressive just a little bit more than Sonaria at this opening here. They're trying to paint this little bright hallway, trying to push the Rainmaker a little bit more, but it looks like they're getting taken out by the different specials that Sonaria has here.
Ooh, another nice pick from the Zuka. And we see this player trying to go in. The splash shot, getting a trade right there with their Cooler on hand, but yeah, Sonaria is just barely able to keep Breakdown in this corner here, not letting them move up. I think as you just like you mentioned before, is like Breakdown was able to win a lot of those engagements earlier on, so they got the but a nice zip caster coming out, getting 2. That's gonna turn the odds in Sonaria's favor as they're gonna pick up the Rainmaker here.
Definitely. I'm wondering if these different weapons picks were for Sonaria to be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, that was a good Zuka pick right there. Good job, Amphi. There we go.
The combo with the sloshing machine and then the double Zuka shot. Sonaria is going to have a huge advantage, able to get this checkpoint right off the bat here. And we'll see if they're able to move farther than Breakdown was. They have 2 members of Breakdown down. Oh, a third going down. The sloshing machine's going ham out here. Amphi trying to take down another member, but the Kraken comes out and he's going to stop the Rainmaker after 2.
Yeah, although it's really hard to hold against a Kraken because, you know, you can't kill a Kraken. You gotta wait for it to be gone, but still Sonaria tried to push through it. They got a few extra points here, and now they have the lead.
Exactly. Now if the Tri-Strikes and the Booyah Bomb is the GG specials for tower control, the Kraken and the Inkzuka are the GG specials for a Rainmaker. If you get caught by either of them, you are going down, my friend.
Oh, definitely. I think Kraken was such a good pick here. Good job, Ultra Yeats. And it looks like they're able to get another pick with that Kraken. Just trying to hold the position here, trying to stop Sonaria from even touching that Rainmaker.
We saw a bit of a fight going between the Kraken and the Zipcaster, but the Zipcaster ended up getting taken down by another member. A Wiper able to stop the Rainmaker, allow a little bit of time for their team to respawn, but they're still 2 down, and with Rain coming out, and another shot from the Zuka taking down the Tri-Slosher there. They're going to have just controller all to themselves.
Ooh, it looks like they're able to take more control here than they were last time. Getting the lead here. Oh, Ultra Yeet's about to... Nope. Almost. They almost got it in the last pedestal, but Sonaria was able to get that pick there. They're still trying to hold here against Breakdown. Sonaria's trying to get more picks, trying to get Breakdown just out of here, but with that soda, it's going to be hard to stop them from coming back.
Oh, for sure, that was going to be GG for Sonaria, just the Wipeout there, but they had that cooler activated, so they were able to come back almost immediately and stop them before they could get. Even so, 4 is still quite a bit to go. Like, it's definitely not safe for humpback standards, but is a bit of a hill to climb at this point.
Definitely. Sonaria is trying really hard to get some picks over this wall before they try pushing it forward. Sonaria not really in a great position to push forward. They're trying, their members are mostly behind the wall, and then the Rainmaker gets taken down.
Yeah, once again, that Kraken, once it set its sights on you, if you're not able to dodge it, it will take you down. Breakdown, once again, take control of the Rainmaker and control of mid here with all of Sonaria still back on their flat area, and the Wiper going down to one of the members, the splatter shot on Breakdown. They lose their Nautilus in the process, but like the aggression coming up from Breakdown is just going to stall the game, but that's a Wipeout for Breakdown. Sonaria has another chance.
Yeah, it looks like Sonaria was aggressive enough to get them out of that corner, trying to get them out of that choke point, and they did it. They have control now. They're trying to get forward. They don't have an advantage yet, but they're trying to find one. The other members of Sonaria going ahead of the Rainmaker, trying to clear this pathway for Strimped, but it doesn't look like they're able to get much as 2 of them go down.
This is getting scary here. We saw the flank from the Night 6 with the Kraken, but even so, they were able to wipe it out without it, and so just 17 seconds. Breakdown is just going to let that Rainmaker sit there. Oh, I take that back. They're going to opt to pick it up and just back it up with 10 seconds remaining. They don't need to wait for nothing. That's going to be GG for Breakdown unless Sonaria gets like a really lucky play right here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to reach that area.
No, I do not think so. Breakdown taking game 2 for a nice 3-0 in this first set.
Yeah, they did a great job. They were so aggressive. They were really great with their specials. All those Zuka picks, so good with the Zuka. Even over that wall where you don't have a lot of visibility, but they were still able to push forward and get, to win this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, both teams were just really racking out the Zukas there, but I feel like it was Yeats on that Kraken, just the MVP, timing it perfectly. So every time that Sonaria tried to get anything going, it just got stalled out by the Kraken play from behind. And then, like, just once again, they weren't able to win as many other 1v1s as they would have liked. So just Breakdown had the constant advantage, even when they went wiped out.
Definitely. That Kraken, personally, I've never thought of Kraken as great for Rainmaker, but I always see it on tower, just you know, being used to just hold it. But it was proven here to work really well on Rainmaker, so you know, hopefully we see more of that strategy.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like Kraken has fallen out of favor with that one particular patch, as it gets knocked off tower too easily, but Rainmaker and Clamblitz are the two that it really has started to shine. Like, it's still not just because of the weapons that it's on, not quite as prevalent in some of the other specials, but if you're going to be seen as most likely those two modes.
That's fair. I do see it a lot in clams with people trying to use Kraken to get as close to the basket as possible, and then having their teammates jump in and get score easy power clam.
Exactly. Now we do have our next match coming up pretty soon, so we are not going to be going anywhere. We have the
there it
Whiprays
is.
versus Wave Snatchers. Let's go.
Now I know the Whiprays are pretty well known. They've been at it for a while. I saw them at Riptide, and they were pretty cool. They're pretty cool people. Wave Snatchers I don't know as well, but I assume they're pretty cool people as well.
Oh, absolutely. Like, we got a lot of cool people in this community, a lot of cool people playing today. Now, looking at our info we got here, the Whiprays coming in at a Div 7 with the Wave Snatchers at Div 5, so, you know, who knows how this could go. Like, there's not a clear-cut prediction of who's going to win, but it's good to just know, like, about where these teams are coming from. I know, like, I've seen the Whiprays in action. They are really good at their craft.
Oh, they're so good. They're really good at coordination because they've just been playing together for so long. And I'm not worried about the numbers. I'm not worried about the divs. I still think we're going to see a great match here.
Oh, 100%. No doubt in my mind. See, both of these teams, they have like quite the lineup, so it's like it's a guessing game who we're going to be seeing in these matches themselves, because like they can really have some flexibility with their comp, which is how many players they have on hand.
That's true. That's the advantage of having such a big roster. You can just kind of switch people out when you need certain players, certain weapon comps. You just have a lot of freedom there. And I think it's cool that both of these teams have so many members, so maybe they will be able to switch it up between matches or something.
Now, speaking of which, it looks like we have for our first one, Crab Lake Capital on the Clamblitz, as well as Makmar and Mantamaria following up. Well, two of those are tried and true 2 maps and modes at that, but Crab Lake Capital, the newest addition to Splatoon 3, and I know there's a bit of controversy on how many people like and who don't. I feel like Clamblitz is one of the more popular modes.
I do feel that too. I feel like I've played a lot of Clamblitz on Crab Lake Capital, either for tournaments or just for practice. I feel like it's a really fun mode here, especially being able to go up on grates and kind of have the advantage from there. It's a different strategy than I feel most of the other maps are. There's a lot more space you can take at Crab Lake Capital than the other more hallway-like maps. So it's, for clams especially, that's a very fun strategy you can play with.
I have to agree with you there. I think on top of that, like, having the different elevations, like the grates going up the side and down the middle, is like, it adds a little bit of spice to it. It's like, you can't just be watching on the ground in front of you. Like, you may be, taken out by Splatlings. Splatlings have a field day when it comes to grading like this. So if we're going to be seeing a backline, we're most likely going to be seeing some sort of Splatling, I feel like.
Oh, I hope so. We haven't seen a backline yet, so I'm really excited to maybe see one here.
Indeed. Now, of course, like, this is for Clamblitz. This is another one, like, you could go over the Inkjet, having that aggressive plays, being able to just go for splats, but then the Inkvac, that defensive measure, able to open up, especially for Crab Lake, because Crab Lake, you do have that grading flank, but most of the action is going to be down that center ramp leading up to the basket, and that can be quite the choke point.
That's true. And don't forget about those pits as well, that you can get a lot of weird flanks coming from those if you're not watching them carefully enough.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Ooh, and then I think the other neat feature of this map, like those ink rails, like if you're not watching those either, like you definitely have someone come at you when you're least expecting it. So it's like there's just so much versatility with how you can approach this. Is like you have to be on guard.
I think that makes the Clam Blitz mode that much more fun because you do have the whole map to work with. You have the whole map to both, be aware of where your enemy is, so you don't have a power clam coming in from behind you when you didn't know that there was one there, and also for your own strategy that you could really go any way that you want to.
Oh, exactly. But we're going to be getting into this first matchup. Could have seen, oh, that's an E-Leader there, as well as the Stamper Wiper. And then, of course, a Firefin. And
Ooh.
am I seeing that correct? That's going to be a Rapid Pro combo with that
Oh,
Charger. So, kind of a dual backline comp?
interesting. Oh, we see that that blaster go down right away. Looks like Wave Snatchers is able to take mid, trying to get their clams. They have a few. The Whiprays have their own. Maybe one of them is trying to build something really quickly. But it looks like the clam economy is in the Whiprays' favor as of right now.
It does seem so for the time being, but just once again, that choke point is just keeping the Wave Snatchers from really getting to the basket. Even when they have so much control in mid right now, the Whiprays are able to keep them from the last bit of space that they need to get the basket open. Now with the strikes coming out, they're going to be forced to reposition.
Ooh, that was a good pick. Oh, that's two good picks from this Charger here. Noro able to take out some of the Whiprays. Getting, a power clam. Hopefully they're able to score here.
That's going to be the first basket open for the Wave Snatchers. And they got clams coming in, but the Charger going to be playing the defense here, taking down the other Charger. Or sorry, that was a splatter shot. So 3 members down off the Wave Snatchers. The Zipcats are going to be trying to make something happen, but we'll see how long they're able to last. They do have a nice landing back there. 65 for Wave Snatchers' first push, and honestly not a bad first start at all.
Yeah, that's right. They got a lot of points from that push. Considering that so much happened there, I feel like it was very chaotic. The team wasn't really looking for more clams, but they still get a few more than just the initial power clam.
Indeed, but it seems like the Wave Snatchers are already taking a lot of control back. They have a lot of clams in their possession. They could possibly get another push off of here if the Whiprays aren't careful. They have that strike on hand, and I think that is going to be vacuum for the Rapid Pro, but unfortunately, 2 members of the Whiprays do go down, so the Wave Snatchers are going to be pushing them quite aggressively, just trying to get that basket open. Oh, the Zipcaster. Nice double.
Yeah, it's 3 down on the side of Whiprays. They're not able to be defensive here to stop the Wave Snatchers from getting more points, finding more clams, going back and forth. It looks like the Whiprays are really pushed back into their corner, not in a great position to take back space, but they're able to get a pick here, able to go back to mid, maybe take it over from the Wave Snatchers.
Yeah, with the Whiprays comp right now, they have a lot of good defensive presence. Like, they're able to keep Wave Snatchers from really running away with the point value, but they're just not able to survive in mid. The Wave Snatchers slightly more aggressive comp is just like keeps getting them every single time. So like every time they do take mid, the Wave Snatchers just snatch it right back.
That's exactly what happened. That was a sneaky little flank that Magic did there, getting some of the Whiprays players from behind, able to take more space here, able to collect more clams, and that's another power clam for the side of Wave Snatchers.
It's like they're not getting a huge push right off the bat, but they just small incremental pushes a little bit at a time are just like keeping the Whiprays at bay. And they're not letting the Whiprays even come close to opening their basket at all, so like over the course of this match, they're just going to be taking the leads further and further away.
And in a mode like Clam Blitz, even if you do just get the little pushes, get a few extra points at a time, that's all you really need to secure your lead.
No, absolutely, and another nice pick from the E-Leader. Just once again, like every time the Whiprays try to take something in mid, they just get picked off from either the Charger or the looks like the Stamper here. 2 members down to Whiprays once again.
The Wave Snatchers are doing a really good job being aggressive, but not too aggressive. I feel like their E-Leaders really getting these picks here, able to protect their team before they try and do more aggressive plays.
That's right. They're they're patiently being aggressive, I
Yes.
guess you would say.
They're biding
Like,
their time. They're finding their opportunities and making sure that they're safe ones.
they're letting their charger get the opening splat there just to give them the man advantage, and then once that happens, the Stamper and the Splash are just able to go in and wreak havoc. But we're down to the last 30 seconds. The Whiprays do have a Power Climb in their possession, but Wave Snatcher is going to be opening up the basket again, just going in there, getting the clams in, and the Whiprays are kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're stuck in this corner here. The Wave Snatchers have really gotten them just stuck back there. They're not able to push up at all, not able to get out. Looks like Wave Snatchers is still really holding mid here. Can the Whiprays try and get past it to score that one power clam?
I mean, they're going to have a pretty big push right here if they want to take the lead back, but honestly, they just got to get in there in the first place. Nice splat for the splash shot. Ooh, the Stamper going down as well. Like, this could be their opportunity. They just got to get in about 15 seconds before that overtime ends, and here comes the vacuum. That's exactly what you want to be using it for, just to be able to protect your teammates in that checkpoint. But 3 members down. It's just Sofa King left. They have clams to keep the basket open, but they are going to be taken down.
That was such a good use of specials for the Whiprays getting into that basket at the end there. But with all their players down, there's just no one to jump to, no one to get more points to help them.
Yeah, it was a really good opening. It was just, unfortunately, too little too late. They were able to put some points on the board, but not enough to take a lead back from the Wave Snatchers.
That was a good effort, though. I love a good final push like that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, if they had taken out some of those players once again, like, they could have definitely keep that going, but just, unfortunately, it didn't work out too in their favor. But, to their credit, Clampless Crab Leg is just still a pretty new map mode. It's rather difficult to get the hang of. Zone's Mako, on the other hand, is a tried and true classic from 2, so that's going to be well practiced by these teams.
Oh, definitely. They would have had years of practice on this map and mode. It's just so well known, so liked, I believe, because Mako Mart, their zone is just, you know, that central zone, and having the stacks to kind of defend it is just a fun map thing that they have in Splatoon. So
yeah, it's definitely one of the more unique zone, I'm gonna say, shapes. Like, I don't think there's any other zone with that kind of cross like shape, and so it does lead into some very particular fights for that zone. It's just small enough so if you get something like a Reef Slide or a Tri-Strike, you could definitely take it back almost instantaneously, but it's still quite a bit of fights with just how much cover there is around it.
Definitely. And I'm thinking about the pillow in zone. Like, there aren't too many zone maps that have that, and I feel like in Mako Mart especially, that plays a big part in trying to retake it, trying to hide from the enemy behind it, but also, you know, try and know what is behind it when you can't see. That less visibility thing makes it that much harder, but that much more exciting when you do get to take the zone.
That is very true. Now, we did see, it's interesting, we saw both the charger fix, but then also the double backline with that rapid probe from the side of the Whiprays. I don't expect to be seeing that for this map mode.
No?
Zone, yes, you can kind of get away with a double backline, but Mako Mart is finicky like that. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies that the frontliners can sneak in and just take space without getting picked off by the chargers. So, like, it definitely lends itself to more scrappy 1v1s with the front line than it is with the back line.
You say this, and I still see the 2 E-leaders coming out.
Yes, but there's only the one.
That's true. But it looks like they're having fun here. They're having one of the E-leaders try and take the stack, but it doesn't look like they're able to on the side of Wave Snatchers, where the Whiprays was able to for a little bit, but they backed out.
And it's going to be the Wave Snatchers getting the first zone cap here. Whiprays going 3 members down, and the Zipcaster is going to be coming out trying to find even more. Oh, Bleach is hungry for those splats right now.
Oh, wow. That was a good pick there. A good aggressive play from Bleach, using that Zipcast to keep the Whiprays from getting any closer to the zone. They're really trapped back here now.
Yeah, this is where it gets dangerous for Malcolmar. Like, if you let the other team get so far into your base like that, it's going to be hard to press out. Just because you have to spend so many resources just to get out of your base, and then that's going to leave none for the zone. The Tri-Strikes do come over the zone, but they're not anywhere near to support it, so it's just going to get painted over almost immediately. Cuber here just alone on the stack, but oh, the Zook shot is going to take down the other splatter shot.
Wow. Good job on the side of the Whiprays trying to get back to zone. Oh, are they able to take it here? They are! Let's see how they hold it. They're pushing up a little bit here on the enemy stack. Cuber trying their best, using the tri-strike to keep Wave Snatchers in that left corner.
Yeah, that was a nice breakout by the Whiprays. That's going to just keep them in their game for a little bit longer, and the 2 down is going to cement their lead even more so. Well, they're not their lead, they're just a hold on zone. They're going to have to hold it for much longer. Well, the Zuka almost getting that charger, not quite though, so they're going to be living another day. Whiprays taking a man down, and they're going to be losing a bit of ground here.
Ooh, that was a good pick from Ren with that E-leader. They're still trying to hold this zone here. And Wave Snatchers have 3 down. Whiprays doing a very good job at holding this zone. They're not pushing up too much. Maybe they're a little afraid right now. They've just gotta hold the zone, get that lead.
So 10 points remaining. They could, the Wave Snatchers could pull something out if they're able to cap the zone. But there's still a lot of members of the Whiprays up, and those Tri-Strikes that come out to support it. That's going to be the Whiprays taking game 2 with a decisive second half of that match.
Wow. That comeback was so great. Oh my goodness. The Wave Snatchers really had the Whiprays backed up into that corner like we had seen in the last match, but they were able to coordinate this time, able to use their specials to get out and then to hold that zone.
Exactly. Like, we saw the Charger getting some nice splash right there, and then able to survive the attack from that the Stamper as well. It's like they were able to keep Wave Snatchers staggered enough, so not only were they didn't have any specials, but then they just didn't have the manpower to be able to hold or take back the zone. Like, it just chewed away the time until they got the KO.
That E-leader player was so good. Oh my goodness. They just got so many, like, really sneaky picks like that. And I feel it's hard as a Charger. Usually your position is very well known. But they were able to be sneaky to hide until they were able to get those picks. And it really worked out for them.
Yeah, it's the Chargers you can't see that are the most dangerous. And they were doing that exceptionally well during that match.
Definitely. I feel like that's the strategy you got to go with for splat zones. You're not able to just watch one objective. Well, actually you are, because it's one zone, but you never know where the enemy is because they could take the zone from any angle.
Exactly. But for our last one, going to Tower Control and Manta Maria, this is also going to be a single point of interest. That tower there, and that's going to receive a lot of fire if you're sitting on that tower.
Oh, definitely. And with having Chargers on both teams, I feel like that's going to be another pick here. I'm guessing E-leaders from both sides again? Maybe? I feel like that's what's favored.
The E-leader is definitely a strong pick. However, we did see a Firefin in that first match, and because it has the Tri-Strike, that could also be a good pick for Tower Control. Just, once again, the Tri-Strike is good for both the defensive hold and just be able to push through some of these choke points on Manta Maria as well.
That's very true. You want to have your displacement specials for when you get past those choke points, just to be able to have some sort of control of the area.
Right, we're going to be getting to this second match. Seeing one E-leader, Nora still sticking to it, but really showing us up, bringing out the ballpoint, the vanilla ballpoint at that for that Inkjet special. And otherwise, not too many changes except for Cuber here going for that range blaster.
See, and I was thinking they were going to pull out a Charger, and they proved me wrong. They pulled out a ballpoint.
See, that's the other kickers. Like, Manta Maria having that nice grates around the middle of the mass is perfect for a Splatling. You just get a lot of movement, but right now the Whiprays only 3 members down with an early aggressive push from the Wave Snatchers.
Yeah, I saw Bleach doing some more aggressive plays there, going in and going forward, getting a pick. Looks like the E-leader's trying to hold this tower here against these Tri-Strikes, but they're not able to. They move back up onto the bunker here, but doesn't look like the Whiprays are around to be able to be picked off.
Once again, that second checkpoint is the hardest one to be able to break through, and the Whiprays are doing a good job of just defending it for now, but they're losing several of their members. Wave Snatchers getting that Tri-Slosher, completely shutting down this corner, and when the Cougar comes out, ooh, they're going to be able to push up. That's going to be checkpoint number 2 out of the way, and they only have a Tri-Strike to their name right now.
Looks like the Whiprays are trying to regroup here, trying to build specials, but looks like they're having a hard time at it, as the Wave Snatchers have just the right kind of weapons to get up over those ledges to still pick them off, even though they're up on that ledge.
No, absolutely. Like, they had a lot of good ledge camping potential, and they were pushed up well ahead of the tower. So, like, even when those specials came out, they weren't close enough to be able to stop the tower at all. So, Wave Snatchers just basically went 100-0 in a single push.
That is definitely what happened. Oh my goodness.
Whiprays having a nice game too, but then the Wave Snatchers coming to show what they're made of and just running away with game 3. So 2-1 for the Wave Snatchers, taking the set. Well played.
That was some good back and forth, though, I feel, at least on the first 2. I feel like the Wave Snatchers got control very easily on Manta Maria. Maybe they were just able to coordinate a little better there, able to be more aggressive to keep the Whiprays from gathering all their resources like they were in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it really came down to whichever team was able to get their momentum going the strongest. Like, Whiprays keeping the Wave Snatchers staggered during game 2 allowed them to hold the zone for such an extended period of time, but then the Wave Snatchers came back and did the same against the Whiprays, so they weren't even able to even get close to the tower by the end of it.
I feel like the advantage that Whiprays had was in Mako Mart. They were pushed back in that corner for a bit, but they were able to regroup. They just didn't have the time to have that regrouping strategy here at Manta Maria.
Well, 100%. But yes, GG's to these teams, and Wave Snatchers going to be taking game 2. I do not think we have another match set up, so we'll be going to a short break as we do get it set up. So stay tuned and stay hydrated, and we'll be right back. Hello everyone. Welcome back. We are here with round 3 of Swim or Sink. Once again, it is I, Mad Gamer II, and I am joined by Miss Pixie6. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Oh, we get to see Wipeout Punks versus Elongate. I like that. I like that name.
Ooh, yes, we have our good friend Jeannie, a resident of IPL, playing for Elongate on this side. Excellent Splatling user. But then, of course, they're going to be going up against Wipeout Punks, which are another frequenter of this event. So they're going to be a force to be contended with.
Yeah, I hear Wipeout Punks is really good. I don't know much about them, but I hear that they're very scary to go up against. They must have very good coordination.
Oh yes, I would imagine so. Now, of course, for our first match of this set, Rainmaker on Undertow. This is interesting.
Why is it interesting? What makes it interesting?
See, if we're gonna be seeing some backlineless comps, you know, it's pretty cut and dry what you're gonna be doing. But it's like, is when you throw a backline to the mix on this map, is like, that's what makes it interesting. Just because of it's a very unique map terrain. Already we've seen Genie on that ballpoint there, and then Ranger on the opposing ballpoint. Pretty similar cost with just the wiper and the machine being the difference, but we're going to be doing a redo of that match.
Yes. Apparently, something has gone wrong. Something has happened. They're going to restart that match, but I like the weapon comps so far, and they can't change those now, so they're gonna be the same for next time.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I'm trying to just like run through how this map plays out. It's like I think that just ridge down the middle is what really sets this map apart, because like it's a big divide. Like you have action going on both sides of the map, but like they're completely separated because of that.
That's very true. It's a unique map in that way that it is split down the middle like that. That you, although you have to watch both sides, it's really hard when the map is not designed for you to see the entire map at the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And I like to talk about for Mimicker, we have both the safe route and then the spicy route. With Undertow, you'll still have that safe route, but you still gotta watch the spicy route for the flanks. You get like something like the Wiper come up, completely throw off your defense with a nice flank if you're not careful.
Oh, definitely. That has happened to me many times on this map that you're just so focused on the choke points of the very safe, easy route that you get taken from behind and then all of your team is gone.
Mm-hmm. Alright, take two for Remaker on Undertow Spillray. No change to the comp as expected. So once again, the NZAP splatter shot combo, pretty prevalent nowadays. But it's just going to be the Wiper versus the Slash Machine. I honestly don't know which I like more, but we're going to be seeing how they play out.
I like the play of a Wiper more than watching the play of a machine, only because machines are so overused in the beginning of Splatoon 3 that I'm bored of them. I don't want to see them anymore.
That is totally fair, and you definitely see a lot of interesting plays with the Wiper. We see here Wipeout punks almost getting the checkpoint, but a couple members of Elongate able to stop them in time, but still quite a bit of blue out there. It really comes down to like how these weapons are able to play those ledges. Like buckets just naturally are ledge camping machines, no pun intended. But then the Wiper is just has a completely different playstyle. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Definitely. I feel like the Wiper is much quicker, much able to take flanks and things like that. Looks like this Wiper here is getting some picks, able to go under ledges, but Wipeout punks able to get that checkpoint, able to take the space here. Elongate having a little trouble getting them out of this area.
Yeah, Wipeout punks has a solid control of mid right now, just a lot of paint out there. Like they get the first checkpoint, and Elongate still kind of stuck up on their flat. They need to get some specials online to just really displace Wipeout punks from the center, but it's going to be difficult. So they do have the cooler activated, so even if they go down, they're going to be back pretty soon.
Ooh, Zuka comes out from the side of Elongate, gets a pick here. Along with that hammer, they're able to take this mid position. Not able to get the Rainmaker pop though.
Even with the damage from the Wiper, they aren't able to pop it, but the nice inkjet play getting one, but unfortunately their ends up goes down, so it's just the ballpoint remaining. Able to get a couple of jumps in, maintain control right now, but not enough to really push forward with it.
Yeah, it looks like Wipeout punks, even though they're on a defense here, they're still able to kind of use their positioning to keep out Elongate from going further. I think because they're just being very sneaky, it's too scary to go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, but the NZAP is going to open things up for them, and then the Genie here with that inkjet trying to find another splat, but unfortunately it's not able to do it. Elongate going for the safe pick on this left side here, getting the checkpoint and a trade as well, but they are going to be left with two members down, and the inkjet just completely defending this area.
Looks like Wipeout punks are able to get a pick here. Although the lead is going to Elongate right now, they were able to be sneaky and get that Rainmaker up a few extra points. Not sure if they're going to be able to retake it here. It's a little risky. It's a choke point. Wipeout punks is pushed back, but can Elongate get it any further? I'm not sure.
They're going to stall out just a bit, and we see Genie there on that corner right there. Excellent place for the Splatling, but the Splatling is going to be taken down. It's a 2v2 situation, and Elongate has the advantage on that pop right there. They're going to be picking up, getting several more points, bringing down to 21. And they still have some players over in that corner here if they're able to keep this push going, but it is starting to look pretty dangerous for them. But never mind, the Zuka says otherwise.
I'm really impressed that they're able to stay in this corner here, even though a few of them have been getting picked off. I'm guessing because of the combination of Soda and all the jumps, they're able to still get they have more members down than Wipeout Punks.
I think on top of that, just the fact that they're able to keep at least one member alive in that corner to get the jumps in is just allowing them to really maintain this push. Getting it down to 7. Ooh, like, I don't know how safe that push is. Probably not so much, but it's still quite a bit of points. And they have 3 members down off of Wipeout Punks. Not quite able to pick up the Maker before it respawns, however.
Making a few, maybe a little too risky plays, trying to get a few more points, as Wipeout Punks clearly has their plat area secured now. Elongate pushed back a little bit, but they still have mid painted enough where they could take the Rainmaker at any time.
They do, and they did take down that end zap as well. I'm not sure if they're able to get Cooler off, but they're winning their 1v1s right now, taking 3 members down with just the end zap remaining. So they're going to have another shot potentially, but with 30 seconds, they could also play it safe if they wanted to. It just depends on how well they're able to set up the defense right now.
Oh, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job having this member here be a little sneaky, getting a pick on Wipeout Punks. As long as they're able to keep this area secured, and they are, they're able to stop Wipeout Punks from touching the Rainmaker at all, even though Elongate doesn't have it in their possession. As long as Wipeout Punks doesn't touch it, they still have this game.
100%, and they're going to be opting to pick it up in these last few seconds, able to secure that victory for Elongate. A nice play at the end there. Like, I feel like it was smart. They could have easily picked up the Rainmaker and pushed for more points, but that would have given the Rainmaker to Wipeout Punk's possession.
Yeah, I feel like it's a risky thing there to take it, even if you have the lead. Sometimes I feel teams take it to kind of brag to show that they're winning, and then it doesn't work out for them. Then karma happens, and it gets taken away.
Yeah, karma can certainly be a mean one if you're not careful. I think Undertow is pretty narrow in the middle. They could have watched for some of those flanks, but the dangerous thing about leaving Rainmaker like that in mid is if you get someone who is able to get around and pick that up, they could potentially run away with it and take back the lead when they're not looking.
Definitely, especially with so many places to flank on that map. That happens more often than you'd like to think.
I think it was just the fact that they were able to get down to 7 what left them a huge buffer to work with for that defense.
So it looks like next is Clan Blitz on Museum. I'm excited about that. That's another well-known map mode combination. Museum having that big open space in the middle. Very fun, very, very scrappy fights happen there.
Yeah, for Clan Museum, the opening bit is just going to be a lot of scrappy fights, just trying to gain that both the map advantage and the player advantage. Like, as they're waiting for the clams to spawn out, there's not going to be too much of the objective push until you see either specials online or players go down, whichever comes first.
I think we're still going to see the 2 ballpoints, 1 ballpoint per side on this map, as the Inkjet is very good at going around all these walls and getting picks. I'm sure the Trizuka is going to come out from both sides too, but I'm wondering if the Wiper and the machine picks as well.
Yeah, but both these teams have shown that they're pretty confident with their comp. I wouldn't expect them to change it, except perhaps if maybe Wipeout Punks had a charger of some sort, but no, they are going to opt for the ballpoint once again, and now bring out a Tri-Slosher for double cooler?
That's definitely a strategy that's been proven to work really well, just keeping your players up and you know, keeping a power clam or the clam economy in your favor. It's very easy when you have a double cooler comp.
Absolutely, like that's going to allow them to be a lot more aggressive, a lot riskier plays here. I think, as we saw in some of the earlier matches, is getting those incremental pushes. Like, they don't need a strong, solidified push there to just keep the pressure up constantly. But right now, that doesn't seem to be going in their favor. They do have the cooler online, but lost 3 members of their team, and they are pushed so far back into their plat right now. Elongate is getting a lot of clams to the name right now.
Definitely. Although Wipeout Punks do have that power clam in their possession, they're not able to take enough of the field here to be able to score that, I don't think. They're trying to hold it, just trying to keep it secure, but it's very hard. Having a big target on your head like that is not a great strategy.
They almost were able to get away with the misdirect, losing their battle on the ramp, but then pulling around for the left side, almost getting it to the block. But Wipeout Punks were ready for that and were able to shut it down. Elongate still has a lot of map control in mid, but they don't have the clans in their favor for the time being. They're going to have to collect some clans before they can really get that push going.
Definitely. And keeping Wipeout Punks on their plat, it stops them from getting any clams as well. So it looks like they're just trying to get picks here. That's their strategy for now, and then hoping to get the clams later.
The Wiper is doing some excellent work, but once again, just no clams right now to get that basket open. Like, they're getting those picks they need, but they just don't have the support to keep it going. Oh, but we are going to be seeing a power clam in their possession right now. They just got to get in position to get it into the basket if they're able.
Looks like Elongate is getting a lot of area here. They're probably able to score once we have this inkjet from Genie getting a few more picks, getting a little bit more area, and they're able to score that power clam.
That's absolutely huge. Taking down 3 members of Wipeout Punks and getting the second power clam in. They do indeed. Down to 45 points and more for this opening push. Elongate is absolutely running away with it.
Wow. Elongate was able to play the long game there, just slowly sneaking up onto the plat. They they didn't have like a clear advantage there, but they just kept pushing and they were able to get up.
Yeah, like, I was talking about that with Wipeout Punks with their double cooler, but, like, Elongate just played that against them. We saw the Wiper and the Splattershot just in their face constantly until they were able to get those clan comedy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the double cooler just isn't working in their favor here. They don't have enough specials to be able to push off of their plat. They maybe put a little close to the double cooler.
You see, the thing with any specialist, you gotta be alive to use it. If they're just getting taken down faster, they can build up the cooler and use it. It's not really going to be working in their favor. And I think on top of, like, with the double cooler, they don't have anything to push back out, and getting it down to 20 with another double power clam from Elongate, they lose half their team, but again, the pressure is on right now.
Yeah, definitely. Elongate is doing really well with the pressure. They're just keeping a couple members up on that plat, just keeping enough to get a pick and to secure this area. Wipeout Punks can just not get out.
No, they cannot. And with, like, how much yellow is in mid, like, as clans spawn, they're just able to pick them up immediately and bring them up. Another power clam is online. They're going to be going for the basket open, getting it through. The penalties out of the way, down to 17. They have some clans in their possession. Are they able to get in? Genie with so many into their name, they could potentially knock it out if they get close enough. But Wipeout Punks able to save the game right there. It's still a minute left to be able to do something as they do a bit of delayed wipe off Elongate.
Looks like Wipeout Punks is finally able to take back their plat. They try and go up to mid a little bit. They lose control of a power clam. Looks like they're having trouble securing mid here with some of their players now back on their plat. They're still trying to push up, but it looks like it's not working out too well. They need a special. They need some way to get in.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Like, they had that opportunity to start pushing back into mid, but they lost the wrong fight at the wrong time and lost 2 of their power clams to boot. And now Elongate back right where they started with a power clam in their basket and so much control of Wipeout Punk's base right now. They just need the 1 power clam and they get the knockout.
Wow. That was a great game to watch. Just like bit by bit, Elongate was able to get that knockout there. Like I said before, they were definitely playing the long game, just biding their time, taking area by area very, very slowly, but because they were able to not get pushed back, they just kept that area, kept the clam economy, kept building their power clams and able to knock it out.
Exactly, and I feel like we saw that with the first map as well. Is like they're playing really aggressively, but once again doing it quite patiently. They're not getting wiped out at any point, so they have members on the field to keep the push alive, keep control. They have them positioned incredibly well just to keep Wipeout Punks from really being able to overrun them even when they do have the player advantage. And so just Elongate doing that so exceptionally well.
That's such a cool, like, sort of strategy, especially in this meta that favors just aggressive play, where Elongate is maybe aggressive, but they're safe enough that they don't ever get completely wiped out like that.
Exactly. Now I feel like this is definitely going to come into play again. Like, Elongate once again has taken the set, but you know, zones on ship shape, another new map for our enjoyment, and this one, It's interesting. You have, I feel like, a lot of the Schellendorf Institute vibes, which is how it's set up around the zone.
I never thought of it like that, but I suppose you're right. Just the kind of surrounding area is really like that, and I like that about it. It's one of my new favorite maps, I think, because of those areas.
No, for sure, for sure. Is like just the being able to get from one side to the other is like it's totally jumpable, and just how low the zone is. You can once again just have fights going on up top and also on the bottom, but they're almost completely separate.
And don't forget about that. There's pits on this map too that can get pretty scrappy if you have an enemy against you in
Exactly.
those pits.
All right, getting into this third match of the set. I don't expect to see too many changes. Like we were surprised with the double cooler before. Oh well, Jordan bringing out the Dreadringer here.
Ooh, that's a pick. I don't see that very often, but I suppose with zones, that really favors a reef slider.
Indeed, and like the extra range of the Dreadringer as well is able to reach some of those ledges that some of the other slashers may not be able to as well. So you just put a lot of pressure from down below. Like I said, you can see a lot of separate fights on top and bottom, but with Dreadringer, he can fight both at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to get some paint up above that ledge there from zone. That's probably why they picked that weapon, just to be able to do that specific thing.
Exactly, and we see Wipeout Punk's getting 3 down with the Ranger. Last one up is gonna get a trade out, but that's gonna be a delayed wipe off of Wipeout Punk, so Elongate gonna be able to push up, and that's what you want to see for zones, just be push forward for their defense.
Now the Elongate has the soda. It's going to be even harder to push them out here. Wipeout Punk's able to get a pick here. Not able to get any more yet as this Trizooka goes off. Wipeout Punks are now only 2 up.
They lost 2 of their members in that push right there, and so Elongate is going to be pushing that advantage as much as possible. But here comes the cooler and the Inkjet, a nice pick off the end zap. Potentially going to be getting the zone here. The Booyah Bomb getting a second in the zone, and that's going to be a wipeout off of Elongate, the first wipeout of the set.
And we were just saying that Elongate hadn't got wiped out, but there you go. Maybe Wipeout Punks can hold here, try and get another wipeout like that. They've got the special with the Trizooka. Hopefully he can hold it against... Oh, and they were able to get that pick. Red Raft now with the Trizooka trying to get a little more... Oh, there you go. They're doing such a good job.
Laid 3 down with just Genie remaining, but Genie's going to be taking down one of their members, getting 2 there from the ballpoint, but then the cooler is going to be thrown out, and the Re-Slider respawning in mid. Potentially, they're going to take the zone back before the lead changes.
Ooh, Elongate is... Oh, with that Trizooka getting 2 picks here. Looks like Wipeout Punks is trying to stay back, build their specials, maybe being a little bit more defensive than they would like to be, but that's what's needed here.
Nice jump out from that pit area. Is like Elongate has a lot of map control right here. Wipeout Punks is going to need those specials to be able to even push out from their base. Cooler is going to be thrown out with the Inkjet combo as well. Dreadringer going down. Is this their chance to take it back, but they lose their end zap in a bit of a trade. Like there's just so much fighting going on deep in their base. Like they're not able to get to the zone to cap it just yet. We'll see if they're able to do it before time runs out.
It looks like they're able to change it back to neutral, trying really hard to hold it here against Elongate. With that Reef Slider now, Elongate has it in their control. Now it's going back to neutral. Wipeout Punk's trying so hard to get it back in their control.
Oh, it's so close right now, Jiz. Elongate getting a point at a time, but finally Wipeout Punk's able to cap the zone before it can get knocked out. 2 minutes left to make something happen with this.
Yeah, they were able to have 3 down on the side of Elongate. Wipeout Punk's now with that advantage, able to push up a little bit above or in front of the zone. Although I hear a Trizooka on the side of Elongate. Let's see if they get any picks with that.
We weren't able to get any picks, but I feel like it was a nice play nonetheless, displacing that ballpoint from their perch. They are going to have to contest with the Inkjet here, but it is contested, so they're no longer getting points. And with 2 members down and a reslide in zone, okay, never mind. They do not cap the zone just yet.
Yeah, that Reef Slide was a good idea, trying to be aggressive like that, but they get taken out pretty quickly. Now 2 down on the side of Wipeout Punks. Elongate trying to push up, trying to get more control of the area.
But the Wipeout Punks are down 3 of their members. Elongate still has a bit of a penalty to get through, so there's still time for Wipeout to make a move, but just so far, Elongate has been able to really push their advantage to its fullest. Like, even when Wipeout has those specials on hand to start making their moves, it's not quite enough to keep Elongate out for good.
Oh, it looks like the zone is neutral right now. Let's see if Wipeout Punks can try and get it back in their favor. They're trying really hard to hold this zone here against that Trizuka. They're able to get that pick off and not go down to the Zuka. That's really impressive.
It was quite impressive. Like, the Wipeout getting the zone cap down to 1 point. However, there is only 30 seconds left in the match, so they just gotta cap the zone once to secure their victory. Wipeout not gonna. They're doing their best to not let that happen right now.
Looks like the timer's going down for Wipeout right now. They have that soda. They have this Booyah bomb here, just trying to hold. Looks like they're doing a very good job. One goes down. The zone goes neutral. Oh, who's gonna paint it next?
Oh, it is a fight to the death right now. The bucket is going down. So much yellow paint going out, but the bucket goes down. But that's going to be 2 from Wipeout. 3, a wipeout off Wipeout to end the game with Elongate 3-0.
Wow. Wipeout really tried hard there. I feel like at the end, all the jump-ins trying to get that zone. Oh, it was so risky. It was so hard to watch.
It's just like Elongate, they were stuck in a corner. Wipeout had them on the ropes, but they just kept their cool. They didn't push their block too far. They stayed patient with their aggression once again, and just able to maximize their play right there. To not only, like, they had the jet and the restarter combo just enough to keep them occupied before they get their players in, and then just able to win those 1v1s for the final victory.
Definitely. Oh goodness, that was a good match to watch. It wasn't clear cut who was going to get that one at the end, but you know, there always has to be a winner.
Oh, absolutely. GG to Elongate. Like, we're not supposed to be biased, but, you know, thumbs up to our buddy Genie. Absolutely well played.
I'm biased against Genie.
Oh, good. Then we're balanced out.
Yes, exactly.
But unfortunately, that is the end of our pools roundup. Elongate taking this nice 3-0 in this last set. But we're going to be going to another, I guess, short-ish break before we get to our top cut. So, you know, once again, oh no, we're going to see the final lineup for the pools first before we take a break. Taking a look at some of these lineups, some familiar names here. Get You Money Up, taking 3-0 over Kindora. GG Watson over Marine Melody. Ooh, Pony Strikes 3-0 against White Siege. But then Breakdown going 0-2 to Duck Motif.
Thank you for reading all these for me. I couldn't read, so.
Ooh, Cherry Limeade also 3-0 against Dreepy Pokemon Pumpkin something or another. There's a lot of 3-0s in this final set right here. I say that there's just equally as many 2-1s as well.
Right. There's still a lot of pretty even matches. Still 2-1s.
For sure. And in fact, I think there's still 1 or 2 matches still completing out. So that's going to just be a little bit longer as well before we get to our top cut. But in the meantime, we are going to be going to that short break. So stay hydrated, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. We are back with Swim or Sink 124. We are watching Cherry Limeade and Blue Gem Karambit, and I am here with my friend Imad. I am 6. What else? Imad, how do you feel about this matchup that's about to happen?
I think this is going to be a pretty hype lineup. We are in the Great White, the top cut of this tournament. So Cherry Limeade, a well-known favorite, and then the Blue Gem. I am blanking on how to. You just said it. I'm blanking.
I say Karambit.
Karambit. All right, we're going with that. But I feel like looking at the lineup of their rosters, like I feel like it's a pickup team, but it's still a pretty stacked pickup team. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. They could be a legit team. You don't know.
You're right. You're right. Either way, it's gonna be a pretty impressive matchup on Inkling Academy Tower Control for our first match.
Ooh, I like Tower Control Inkblot. I feel like with those stacks, it's just hard to to get control of the tower. It's very scary at the beginning, and especially once it gets past a few choke points, it's still hard to gain control. But that's what makes it fun. It's fun when it's difficult.
That is very true. Now, once upon a time, those stacks were the home of a crab or two, but nowadays, not so much. We may be seeing some backlines set up there, maybe some Trizukas, but definitely the key point of interest is going to be that bass area, that elbow, that L-shaped nook and cranny where the tower control is going to be passing by, because whoever has control of that team or control of that area will control the flow of the tower. So whenever you're taking the tower, you want to take that area.
That's right. Now that you had mentioned it, we haven't seen any crab. That's so bizarre to me because in the beginning of Splatoon 3, you couldn't go a game without seeing a crab, and now there's none. There's none at all. That's wow. How far a special can fall off, I suppose.
Indeed, and if like just the absolute terror that is the Zuka nowadays, just like can completely shut down crabs, like is definitely a relic of the past. Not completely gone, but very very unusual nowadays.
Yeah, very situational pick, I would say.
I feel like you see more of the Neo Splash actually, because like the Vanilla Splash was the crab pick for most teams, but now you see that Neo Splash for the ink strikes, which is incredibly effective for tower control.
Oh, definitely. You want that displacement. That and Booyah Bomb is fun to pick as a displacement, but even Booyah Bomb you don't see as often anymore either.
Yeah, just like I'm not quite sure like the specific factors, but just the fact that Zuka can shred a whole lot of other specials, and just the time it takes for Booyah Bomb to do its thing is good for one usage, and then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like between Trizuka, or not Trizuka, sorry, the Tri-Strike versus Booyah Bomb, you're always going to favor the Tri-Strike just because it's so much quicker and you have the 3 pillars instead of just the 1 bomb. It's just easier to use for displacement. But sometimes you still see the Booyah Bomb come out when it's something like Tower and there's just the 1 point you really need to control.
For sure. And I feel like it also comes down to like your weapon of choice, like Slosh Machine, not quite as favorite anymore, but still quite prevalent, even more so than the V Splash now. So we do see that in action. It has that Booyah Bomb on hand. But other than that, yeah, it is interesting to see the change in the meta, what specials fall into favor and what have fallen out. It really has changed quite a bit since we first started Splatoon 3.
Oh, I think that's so fun because the game isn't even that old. It's only about a year, and to see that much change with each patch is it's fun. I like that it updates like that.
Oh, me too. Now, of course, Inkling Art Academy is a tough one if you're going to be going for a backline comp. If you're going backlineless, then you're just going to go out and do your usual thing. But like whether you're a Charger player or a Splatling player, is got some really good cover and good setup spots, but at the same time, there's a lot of good places for the frontliners to set up against you as well. A lot of ledges that can be camped, especially if you're playing any of those sort of sloshers.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of areas at Inkblot where it's just easy as a front line to be sneaky, to just get in and establish space where a backline may not be able to move and protect those as quickly as they would like to.
Exactly. I think in the event that there is going to be a backline, one of their main priorities is, as we mentioned before, just keeping control of that bat area, that elbow, because like that's where a lot of the frontliners are going to be pushing after that first checkpoint is taken down. We will see some flanks on that block, something else to watch out for, but for the most part, you want to be seeing that backline defending that choke point before they get to the second checkpoint.
Yeah. Oh, and I feel like it's so hard for a backline. I'm not a backline player myself, but I feel like setting up on those ledges is really difficult when there's so many frontliners that just get up there and go around you, just clean up on that ledge. It's hard. It's hard being a backline.
I do not disagree with you. Like, you have the advantage because they're having to go uphill, but like once they do get close enough to take some of those ledges, like it's hard to get back in, and that's when it gets really dangerous, when the snowball effect really kicks in.
They just move so fast. Looks like we're going into this match now. Cherry Limeade versus, oh, I forget the other team. Was it Blue Gem Karambit?
Yes, I'm just gonna refer to them as Blue Gem.
Blue Gem. Less words to say.
Okay, so this is interesting. We're going to be seeing backlineless comps for both of these, but not only that, we're going to be seeing a Vanilla Splash, which we just mentioned has fallen out of favor, and the custom Blobber of all things, with Line Marker and Kraken.
Oh, that's an interesting pick, I feel. Although we were just saying for Tower that Kraken is pretty good. We're seeing some picks here. Cherry Limeade able to take the tower, push it up, able to establish space with those tri-strikes. We don't see anyone really going in front of tower, as Blue Gem is able to take back their plat here with these specials.
And we see one member, and now two, holding this tower as they go through the first checkpoint, but the other two are really pushing hard on that block, just trying to keep them distracted, so no one really is contesting the tower, defending the tower on this left side here, and so that's going to allow Blue Gem to just take two members of Cherry Limeade down and stop the push, which is Pika left alone in the back there.
Oh, that was funny. That was a good Kraken play, but they do get taken down. Blue Gem now able to take mid. They've got a crab on their stack, able to take the space. Now that they've got Soda, they can continue pushing even if they do go down here.
We see Underway here, and their teammate just trying to push this basket. Like, that's what you want to see, is just take control of this left side as you're getting to the second checkpoint, because once you have control, that is so hard to defend against. But Cherry Limeade getting the nice 3 down, and then the tri-strikes to just stop the tower before they can take the lead back there. So they have, once again, control of mid. They just gotta watch out for these Zuka plays coming out.
Ooh, yeah, it looks like Blue Gem was able to get picks there. Oh, getting 3 down on the side of Cherry Limeade. Now they're able to push up, take more space here before they take this tower. I think that's going to be the strategy here. You really want to hold the space on the plat before you push up. Cherry Limeade doing their best to defend it against Blue Gem, but Blue Gem gets their specials. We got the Trizuka here. Maybe we're going to see it come out. Oh, and they do use it. They get a pick.
Yes, but the Tower Rider did get taken down. It is currently in Blue Gem's favor as far as the man advantage goes. They have 2 members of Cherry Limeade and a potential third as well. So they're going to be able to start pushing up here, and the cooler is on lock. So it is all go here. And the crab on tower, that's going to be hard to really displace.
Ooh. I feel like a crab on tower is always a little bit risky, as your back is very exposed, being in the center like that. Cherry Limeade does out a few members of Blue Gem. They're not able to go further with that push, but they did get the lead there. So now they just have to defend.
Indeed, they did lose the lead there, but they kept them from getting through the checkpoint completely, so they have a chance of taking it back. But unfortunately, their cooler player, the NZAP, goes down to, it looks like what was a Zuka shot, and Pika's going to be falling up as well after a Kraken gone wrong. Now it's just the one member also going to be taken down.
Ooh. Cherry Limeade only had their zap up for a bit. They're hopefully able to use that to build some sodas, get Cherry Limeade to get back in this game here.
A nice pick on the Zuka, either able to take them down before they take them down. Two are going to be down for the blue gem here, with giving Cherry Limeade another chance at this tower. But once again, all members of Cherry Limeade are on the right side, while Lily is pushing alone on the tower. They are going to be surviving the crab, or sorry, the Zuka, and going to pop their tri-strike, or the, yeah. But it's just like, there's no one on tower to defend it.
Looks like Blue Gem is doing a really good job being aggressive, actually, on their defense here. Getting Cherry Limeade a bit distracted, not able to hold their tower. Getting a trade here. There's no real advantage on the side of Cherry Limeade to be able to push this tower any further.
Yeah, they're getting some trades out here. Lily getting a nice pick, but then followed up by Brand. Just, yeah, they have, actually Blue Gem has a solid control of this corner right here. Just not letting Cherry Limeade really do too much with that tower. Is not too far from taking the lead back, but we are down to the last minute and just not looking good for Cherry Limeade right now.
Ooh, as we say that, Cherry Limeade gets a pick here. They've only got 2 members right now. They're trying to hold mid, it looks like, not able to get the tower any further.
The Kraken going in, trying to chase down Bran. There's a fight right there, but they are going to be able to escape. But Pika is just left alone in the back here, getting a nice pick right there, but that's going to be 3 down in a 1v1 situation with Krim versus Zac. A splatter shot 1v1 right here for that tower, and right now with Zac on the defense, they have the slight advantage. They're going to need the team of Cherry Limeade to be able to break this back. Strikes coming out, trying to defend it, but the
Wipeout! That was a good play from Blue Gem. They were able to hold Cherry Limeade off enough so they wouldn't be able to push tower any further. There might have been a lot of specials there, but it just looked like it went in Blue Gem's favor. They're just able to hold it out a little bit more.
Yeah, it was so interesting seeing it down to a 1v1, but because Blue Gem was in the defense and they didn't have to be on tower necessarily, just they had the slight advantage in that 1v1. You know, the Cherry Limeade splatter shot, they had to be able to stay on tower to keep it moving forward, but that just put them in the crossfires of so many bombs and shots from the splash shot. Just, it was difficult to be able to stay alive, and they just weren't able to get the rest of their team regrouped in time to hold it.
When you know the enemy team really needs to push forward and get those points, you have an advantage. Just knowing that they're frantic, that they have to get those points, that maybe they're going to do a bit more of risky plays to try and win it out, but it didn't look like that worked in Cherry Limeade's favor.
No, it did not. And then following that up, it's going to be Rainmaker on Hanklefish Market, which, you know how Rainmaker is, like, keeping players alive is absolutely essential in order to maintain that defense.
I think that's why Soda meta is so great for Rainmaker, just to keep players alive at all times, to keep being able to either protect your Rainmaker or to keep it pushing forward. So definitely going to see the N-Zaps again. I think definitely Trizukas again. I wonder if we're going to see Klein here, though, where we hadn't seen it on the last match.
I suppose we are going to find out. I feel like the one thing going for, I guess, the one thing that's not really going to play into Cherry Limeade's favor is, like, if they lose too much control early on. It's like, this map is so long and narrow that the lockout is real. It is hard to break out without using a whole lot of resources. But Pika swapping to the bamboo, an interesting pick. Blue Gem not opting to change anything at all.
Well, they didn't really need to. They won the last one, so you gotta stick with what's solid. Where Cherry Limeade maybe switched it up, seeing if something new will work better.
I suppose that is true, and really Blue Gem's comp right now is really flexible for doing what they want to do. Cherry Limeade opting for a little more stylized, unique pick here, so we'll have to see how it plays out. But the bamboo can do a lot of damage, just once again because of how narrow this is. It has a lot of space it can control.
Ooh, looks like Blue Gem is getting some picks here with this Trizuka, able to almost get this checkpoint here. Pushed off a little bit by the specials, but still able to get it here on the left.
I love the quick redirect right there. Like, they saw the strikes going down on the first checkpoint, but they knew that no one was there to defend, so they just took a left turn and took out the checkpoint pretty easy peasy.
Yeah, that was some good coordination there to be able to move together so quickly. Now Cherry Limeade has the control of the Rainmaker. They're pushing mid. Looks like Blue Gem is pushed back pretty far. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to coordinate to take out this Rainmaker.
Oh, that crab is going to be deadly. They do take out the Rainmaker carrier, and they're still alive and kicking. Just they had a lot of space. Like, that is the one thing that crab really shines. Like, when it doesn't have a Zuka right in its face, it can just hold so much ground, especially in a mode like Rainmaker.
Ooh, Bran trying to sneak around this Brazuka. They're able to survive. Oh, and they're able to take them out. They do get picked off here, but that was enough to stall it out for the other team to get back to mid.
Bran and BB here just going ham in their back line, just coming in from the side before they'd expected, getting a pick and then moving out. Like, they're just keeping Cherry Limeade on their toes and not allowing them to really get a 45 push going. But this could change right here. 2 members of Blue Gem down. And I say that as the last remaining member takes 3 of Cherry Limeade, but they are able to dunk it.
Wow, there was only 1 Cherry Limeade member left, but they were still able to get that checkpoint. They really pushed through. Blue Gem here now able to push up using that advantage. Trying to get some picks here, trying to hold.
Nice trade with the inside and the splash shot. Piki here just trying to find some space, but Bran says, no, you're going back to spawn. And so now Blue Gem has so much paint and a lot of players up, and they're going to be really pushing, even with the Cherry Limeade's cooler active.
Bran is making so many great aggressive plays here, just finding these picks, being sneaky, going so fast around the map that Cherry Limeade just cannot pin them down.
No, not at all. It's hard to pin down such a slippery squid like that. Which Blue Gem opted to pick it up and back it up. They're going for that left side once again, the path less traveled, as it were. But that's going to be 3 down off of Cherry Limeade, so they have a pretty open shot at this left side here. Going to be getting a lot of points and potentially knockout if Cherry Limeade is not careful, but that is going to be the respawn, like, right there in their face.
I'm so amazed by how many points they were able to get off of that, even just like walking up. They didn't paint it at all. They were able to just walk forward and get those points there. It was uncontested. Blue Gem now stopping Cherry Limeade from moving the Rainmaker any further forward. They're trying to hold this area, trying to pick it back up again, maybe get that knockout.
Yeah, Cherry Limeade has done a good job so far. Like, they didn't get like pushed back too early on, and they're getting winning several of their fights as a weapon in the game. But like Blue Gem, we're seeing how far they're able to be pushing up now. Like, once again, 3 members of Cherry Limeade down, and they are really up in their base. Like, they still have a ways to go before they can really get the knockout per se, but just the amount of times they're able to stall with these plays is just really playing to their flavor.
Well, it looks like Blue Gem was trying to make some plays there, even with the this way, but their teammates just were not around them. They were getting picked off, they were getting pushed away. Cherry Limeade now all together, coordinating, pushing mid, getting this space.
Oh, Cherry Limeade going for this left push as well. We have 44 seconds left, and 14 is definitely doable if they're able to do it, but right now, Blue Gem, they got their defense up, and that's going to be a wipeout. It's not what you want to see in 30 seconds remaining. Like, I don't even know if Blue Gem is what they're gonna do with this, but like, they have all the time in the world just to hold it.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're doing. They're just holding it back here. Cherry Limeade is probably not going to be able to get back that far, as the rest of Blue Gem is able to hold them in mid.
Well, they're gonna try for it though. Like, Bran is just going to be pumping out as many shots as possible to keep them at bay, but Cherry Limeade is moving in, and they're going to do the quick reset. It is going to go to overtime because they picked it up, but with how far pushed in they were, it's going to be 3 down off of Cherry Limeade with just Blue Gem. They got an easy pop right here, and overtime is just going to tick out in their favor.
Ooh, good match, good match. Blue Gem able to just take so much space so quickly over Cherry Limeade, able to get that win.
Yeah, they played the position of the map really well. They did the long game. Like, even though Cherry Limeade was able to break out several times, they just weren't able to really gain enough control to take that lead back after it ran away with them.
Yeah, I feel like Blue Gem picked their advantages really well. Like, there were a few times that they did have players up than the other team, but they didn't always push for it. They didn't always go forward with it. They
Mm-hmm.
waited for those really opportune moments and pushed those, and that's what carried them to get all those points.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel like Cherry Limeade was a bit flustered near the end there. Like we saw the Zuka and even the Tri-Strike just popped so quickly. They weren't really able to get much value. Like sure, it moved Blue Gem for just a brief second, but then they came right back with their own specials and just left them with several members down.
Yeah, I feel like at the end there they were just very objective focused. They just wanted that Rainmaker in their possession, and it looked a little frantic. But that's the nature of Splatoon. You gotta think quick. You gotta act quick.
That is true. It is a very fast-paced game, and so frantic is pretty much the name of the game. Ooh,
Ooh,
but
we see
take a
the
look.
bracket here.
Yes, we see several teams have finished already. A lot of 2-0s, which is Nawal Gaming getting a 2-1 against Smoke Tuna. Still several matches in progress, but it looks like round 2 we do have Duck Motif versus the Blue Gem in the top there. And the rest of the teams just waiting for their opponents to finish up. Oh, Pony Strike's going to go against Retake to KO.
Ooh. I like seeing it update in real time. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Shout out to the back end developers of IPL stream stuff.
A good job. I wouldn't know how to do that, and I'm glad that you do.
And actually, shout out to our streamer as well, just having the know-how to run it and troubleshoot on the go. There's just been a lot of technical difficulties, but Pipe Dream able to just pull through all of them to bring you the content that you're seeing today.
Real.
Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of round 1. Still have 3 more rounds to go, but that is going to be the end of Six and I's commentating run here. We're going to be passing off to our next set of commentators as the rest of these matches set up. So as we end down to 6, where can the good people find you?
You can find me anywhere and everywhere. I am at Miss Pixie6. And I'm Ad. Where can the good people find you?
Well, likewise, you can find me pretty much anywhere and everywhere at iMadGamerII. Yes. Oh, also you can find me here on IPL. I pretty much live just in SOS. Grace cannot get rid of me.
Real. You commentate like every week. Stop. Give us time.
Maybe. But until next time, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next set of matches. And we'll be right back.
Bye.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Swimmer Sync 124. I am Broken Pinky, joined here by Fusion, and we're getting right into it here in the Great White Bracket, GG Wasson versus Nawal Game. And Fusion, how you doing tonight?
I am doing okay. I got my chocolate milk. I'm all ready for some sauce 124. Um, and these games between GG Waston. Sorry, that's just a funny name to say. Versus Nawal, and Nawal has been definitely, I think, on the rise recently. Hoping to see them go far here. This is this is quarterfinals, so 2 more matches to make it to finals. I have not been able to follow too much of this tournament so far. Who do you have your eyes on in the top cut?
I'll be honest, I haven't been able to follow too much either. Blue Gem Karambit was just on stream the last game, and I think they had Brand from Starburst on them, so that's always worth looking out for. But I don't know, I'm seeing a good amount of teams. Ponies, Z-Trikes in Great White is cool. But I'm excited to see some more Nawal Gaming, because they've been a established team for quite a while, but I feel like I haven't actually seen them play in a solid minute, so it'll be good to sort of refamiliarize myself with how they've been doing lately.
Yeah, it's also been like, I feel like I haven't commentated SOS in forever. I've pretty much only done Proving Grounds for like the longest time. So it's nice to be back commentating this one. But I was definitely keeping an eye on Duck Motif. I know they just formed recently, and it's basically old Tempest members plus Zenith and Bandit, which is an extremely strong team, and I have a feeling they're going to kind of be dominating some of the IPL streams, tournaments, for a decent bit. They're on Nawal's side of the bracket, but first, these 2 teams are going to have to fight, see who makes it to likely fight Duck Motif, because that's who Blue Gem Karambit is up against right now.
Yeah, Duck Motif sounds like a monster team, but we got this set to get through first, and we have some maps here on display. We're going to be starting things off on Splatoon's Barnacle and Dime, which is a pretty interesting map. I don't know, I feel like I've seen opinions sort of fluctuate up and down as time goes on. Fusion, do you have any thoughts on it?
I think this is not a great mode on it. I think it's tolerable, but I don't love it too much. It's just it's so difficult to get back in from a lockout, but I think that it's pretty solid as far as maps go. It's definitely something you really need to be able to like affect near the zone from very far away. So something like Strikes is gonna be pretty good here, of course, and cooler. Just the map's teeny weeny. So the little extra bit of respawn and dying, having that extra time back will certainly help you get back in.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine Trizuka is absolutely obnoxious on this map. Because like
that's a given.
Yeah, I mean, it is a given because like we are in double Zuka meta, but you can quite literally hit behind any cover from anywhere, and the cover is kind of telegraphed where you're standing behind, because like you're either on your like own blocks or you're just in mid, and there's not really any in between if you want to have like a real impact.
This map is just so flat. It's like the most flat map with cover that I've ever seen. Like the cover is like a tiny little bump on the ground, like the curb on the side of the street, and you're just kind of crouching behind that. That's not going to protect you from a lot of stuff, but it does protect you from some from shooter bullets. So we'll see what's going to happen. Whether teams will be pulling out more than one of those Zukas here. We do see 2 Zukas coming out on the side of Nawal, and we see 2 more Zukas coming out on the other side. We're going to have a blast here as we hop into game 1 of quarterfinals, Nawal versus GG Wasson.
Yeah, I mean, Nawal Gaming is running, to be honest, kind of a copy-paste comp. I feel like I've seen this comp 18 million times. I mean, it's got all your core players, it's got everything you want, but GG Wasson going with that C-Jet and the double shot instead of opting for a squeezer, which is certainly an interesting choice. I would imagine that Jet Sculpture might struggle to break the squeezer walls, but they also have triple suction, so it's probably not too big of a deal. We're seeing a lot of this fight action happening on the right side. 1-for-1 trade goes out. Zaps are still fighting. It's going to go in the favor of Nawal Gaming, as Nawal takes control of the zone, has a bit of a firm hold, trying to push forward a little bit, getting stuck on the enemy blocks, and they're just trying to get whatever picks they can to get whatever control they can at this point.
That stray bomb on the left side is going to do a lot of work, make it much easier for GG Waston to get in. The cooler comes out, but not quite in time for one of the members. It's going to help Nawal stall the zone here, but GG Waston is storming back in, and they're going to regain control of the map. Now, with those coolers online and the whole team sodaed up, it's going to be very difficult for Nawal to get a full lockout here. So now GG Waston trying to make a move in the middle of the map, but they're finding themselves outnumbered and outspecialed here. Now 2 members taken out, and GG Waston is now locked back into their spawn. They're going to need to set up for a repush here.
Yeah, and I mean, GG Waston doesn't exactly have the means to push back in that effectively. They kind of have to wait to have Zuka to force the enemy out of the way, and I mean, all the members are just respawning. They're going to be pretty low on that special charge. Zukas are online here, as well as the tactical. All the specials are online. GG Waston just popping them all at once, and they're able to get 2 picks off of it. Able to force back the zap and the ball point, but the zone's timer is still taking down in favor of Nawal, getting below 30 points. Finally, GG Waston able to contest and trying to take this fight on the left side here with the Inkjet being so difficult to contest, and Nawal Gaming is going to lose one of their shots. And it's just a battle in mid right now, 3 versus 3. Neither team can really gain a sturdy control. I mean, it's hard to see, but the Zuka pick is going to come out, going to get a nice pick on that ball point, and that is going to be control for GG Waston here.
Yeah, nice patience there, trying to take back the zone, not overextending too much. We saw them painting patiently, just kind of waiting until they had that Zuka, waiting until they really had an opportunity to move in. It pays out for them as they get a stray pick and use that to move in, take the enemy stack, and now they're the ones setting up for a lockout themselves. Isabel trying to lock down the top. That mist is going to make it very difficult for Nawal to get back in here. So many members up on this right side. Looked like a bad situation. Might turn into a good one with an Inkjet on the right. That finds 1 pick. A member is low on the far right. They're going to survive. Never mind. Not quite. Just a trick of the light here. GG Waston takes back the lead, but not before Nawal neutralizes the zone, but they're going to need some more if they want to gain back control.
Yeah, I mean, a paint battle in zone finally goes in favor of Nawal Gaming. They're able to stack on that penalty, but as I said, Fusion, they lost the lead by 1 point, and that is crucial. And they still haven't, this fight is still not won. It's actually going terribly for Nawal right now. GG Waston up 3-1, and all of Nawal is coming from spawn at this point. And GG Waston really trying to extend their lockout here. Time is kind of running out for Nawal. Only about 40 seconds because of how fast that zone timer just going to tick down. And not a whole lot of specials online. Squeezer is still respawning. Inkjet is popped. Zuka is at the ready, but at this point, Nawal really has to dig deep and try and get as many picks as possible. Zuka is going to come up, but it's going to get shot down immediately, and now GG Waston is out of their penalty and really threatening a knockout here. 2 dead on Nawal as we enter the final few bits of the match.
Yeah, Flux on the Shark on that side of the map is going to be the hero there to getting a nice pick on the members of Nawal on that right block and able to find, I believe, 2 more. Really nice play, just kind of slipping under the cover into Nawal Gaming's defenses, and that's going to stop them from getting back in here. That's such a tricky area of the map. You got to keep an eye out there at all times because your whole team wants to push past it, but if you don't keep an eye on that, it could be curtains. So yeah, really well played. Game 1 is going to go to GG Waston.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job on that defense, just biding their time, waiting until they had a firm control before they were ready to make their move. And I mean, they got 4 specials at once. They popped them all at once and just essentially pried Nawal Gaming out of their area and was just able to keep Nawal disorganized for long enough to prevent them from organizing themselves. So really good played on the defense and on the offense from GG Waston all around, especially in that latter part of the match. But we're now going to be moving on to game 2 on TC Shipshape Cargo Company, which is definitely one of my favorite new maps that was added.
Yeah, definitely one of my top 2 favorite maps that was added in the most recent patch. Up there with Crab Leg Capital.
Map modes, you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I like it. This one's pretty neat. That pit, this is like one of the most vertical maps without grates, I think, that we have seen so far. There's just like a Splatoon 1-esque pit where you can climb all of the walls on the sides and use it to just, just terrorize the pushing team from that pit. And you're able to do that with a whole variety of weapons. We might see a Zuka down there, but more likely we would see something along the lines of like a bucket. We would see something maybe that could strike the wall. Just just having one member there, I'm not sure whether either of these teams are going to flex. I know Nawal is very content just playing 4 of the best weapons in the game. But we're going to see what happens here, whether we will see any interesting picks coming out, because both teams seem content to run their normal stuff. And as I say that, we do actually see a personal favorite of mine. We see that Vanilla Blaster. I was going to say Blaster is another good option here as well. And oh my god, yo, he's running Special Charge. Nero's running Special Charge. I love Special Charge Blaster. Oh my god. That was
running
one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's a very unorthodox blaster build. I mean, I'm so used to seeing
so
QR.
Good. Bubble's so good.
It's so good.
Really
Nero
is,
getting an immediate pick onto Isabel here. I'm personally more partial to the range blaster, but V blaster absolutely awesome to see. And Nero putting in work, getting another pick already, trying to be the main tower rider. But it's kind of a bloodbath happening around tower. Isabel on the charger is set up on this left side, being really difficult. But here comes Nero just trying to poke in, gets the pick on the Zuka as Nawal Gaming is going to be on that first checkpoint. Zukas are going to be flying, but that bubbler is popped on the tower. Should guarantee the first checkpoint if Nawal can just stand on the tower, but looks like they have it pop off for some reason.
Oh my god, the bubble shrank just enough. It got shrunk by that Zuka, and the member on tower got killed as the Zuka just hit them outside of the radius of the bubble. Now, with members of GG Waston trying to get back in, they need to get uphill through this pit. They take out 2 members of Nawal. That's going to let them get back into mid more easily here as they take back that top right side of the map. But it doesn't seem to be over just yet, as it looks like Nawal's hanging on to this. Yeah, we see the ballpoint inkjet come out along with that Zuka. They try and push that left side. The blaster is in the pit again. That's going to be 2 down on each side. The Zuka comes out, is going to find one on tower, and that is potentially going to put a stop to this push. There we go, as they finally clean up all the members of Nawal.
Yeah, GG Wasson was able to get a delayed wipe. And I mean, again, GG Wasson, they have demonstrated a great composure on defense here. Even with all the pressure Nawal Gaming was putting on, like a full frontal assault from all angles, GG Wasson was able to stay very composed throughout that whole time. And now they're threatening their own push by this first checkpoint. Wasson's going to be scared off tower by the Zuka, but it's 3 versus 3 right now. Numbers advantage in favor of GG Wasson as this checkpoint is probably going to break. The lead is probably going to switch. There we go. And Flux already putting more pressure on this left side as the tower starts to move toward the other side of the map right now. Nero is going to be setting up with this big baller, but it's going to get taken down within the bubble. Zuka's coming to pop it as well, and I mean, the defense of Nawal game is starting to crumble right now. They really need some specials, and they need some picks here and now if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, it's very difficult to attack the tower until it gets close to that corner. It looks like that Nawal is setting up that defense over there pretty well, but they haven't taken out too many members of GG Waston. They do finally find a clean pick there. That's going to be 2 members down. They don't have too many specials online. The Splash Wall Zine on the Squeezer is going to help find 2, and that is going to let GG Waston come back into the middle of the map. Now, with 4 members up here, they have another shot at this, and just as I say that, 3 members up, specials from Nawal come out, and that is going to let them gain back that control that they lost. But they have a long way to go if they want to get back this game. They still have not gotten the tower past that second checkpoint.
Yeah, Aizen tried to make something happen with the inkjet there, but is forced to recall and is, I mean, alone from the teammates. Gets the pick on Zine, trying to get a little too careful. Gets blocked by the cooler being used as a shield on the tower. Isabel throwing out some tri-strikes to just force Aizen up and just get picked off. And this is kind of surgical from GG Wasson right now. Nero is breaking through, gets a double with 1 shot, but is just going to get taken down all the same. And, I mean, there's just so much pressure from GG Wasson right now. They can be pretty much anywhere, starting to paint the floor a little bit around them. And I mean, Nawal Gaming just scrambling for any kind of advantage, any kind of picks they can find, but GG Wasson is perfectly content to just sit back, farm Zukas, and force Nawal Gaming to come to them.
Yeah, they're going to need to do what GG Waston did earlier, get a full team push, nearly a full wipe here. 2 members do go down on the side of GG Waston. This map is so big, if you don't really push as a whole team, your picks aren't going to mean much. You're not even going to reach the other teammates before they get back in. But as we are talking about that, Nawal manages to find some clean picks, get back into the middle of the map. They have that Zuka online. They need to get past that first corner. Once you get past that first corner, the points start coming, and they don't stop coming. And now the tower rolling forward, only 45 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the blaster on that left side, not going to find anything. The trades go both ways as Nawal is going to gear up for this final push, but members going down in the process means this is just going to stall out and potentially have to be done in overtime.
Yeah, 30 seconds left, and this is do or die for Nawal Gaming. I believe this is the best 3 set, so Nawal really has to get this push going if they want to stay in the bracket, and GG Watson is just sitting back, not really putting any risk, just trying to build up a bit of special if possible. Tri-strikes are at the ready, and that is certainly known to end overtimes if Isabel can get in the right position. Nawal gets a pick on the shot, but their own shot goes down, and here come those tri-strikes onto the tower to force Nawal to be stalled at that checkpoint, just beautifully spaced out. 5 seconds to go, and this is do or die right now. It's going to come down to one last team fight by the first checkpoint. Nawal is able to break it. It's going to start to move. They have the numbers advantage, 4 versus 3. Trying to build another, Nero's trying to build another big bubbler, and they are going to get it off on the tower. And Nawal still has the numbers. It's 4 versus 2 right now. That's the lead going in favor of Nawal at the very end of the great push in overtime.
That's the special charge blaster clutch. That is exactly why I love special charge blaster. You just get it when you need it, and that's the best part. It's a killer, I swear. It's not niche. But really, really well coordinated at the end there. We saw GG Waston doing a very good job. They sharked by the tower, managed to find that one pick, but were unable to find the second. The strikes came on just a little bit early. We saw them come out just before the timer ticked down to the end. If they had been delayed a little bit more, it could have stopped Nawal from touching tower. But unfortunately, for GG Waston, we're going to be going to game 3 on Crab Leg Rainmaker.
Yeah, Rainmaker Crab Leg. I guess my other favorite of the 2 maps added in the last patch. But yeah, Rainmaker Crab Leg is interesting because it kind of took the distinction from Undertow away and being like the map with the most like conscious decision you have to make between the 2 checkpoints, especially because it's not that hard to like start going one way and just jump ship and go the other way with how wide open the map is, how much space you have to move around, and just how drastically different the 2 routes are from each other. Because if you see one team just hard defending the right checkpoint, you can just drop off and run it left and get some free points that way.
Yeah, this is definitely this is the most greats we've seen in any Splatoon 3 map. So we're going to be seeing a lot of run speed stuff. The Splatlings that we've been seeing, we might see just as many of them, though this has been a pretty popular like Snipe Rider map as well. I'm unsure though whether or not either team, unfortunately I'm unsure whether either team really enjoys running it here, but yeah, I don't see too much changing from, I guess, the Game 1 team composition. We're going to see some more similar stuff to that, if I were to take a guess. But yeah, we've got a Game 3 on our hands. This is to see who gets into semifinals here.
Yeah, big stuff for sure. I could see Isabel going on to the, vanilla spotter scope potentially, because we saw how effective they were with the ZNF spotter scope in that last game, and being able to have that sightlines through the grates is nice, as well as having that potential ink back to just really force a high value push. And GG Watson has shown that as soon as they get momentum, it's very hard to stop them from getting some more. But we're going to be hopping right into it. Game 3 of the set. It's going to decide who's going to move on to top 4 and who's going to be knocked out of the bracket. Tenebrella coming out from Nawal Gaming.
And
the ball point from Isabel.
That is a really interesting pick. It's the one with the beacons and Inkvac. Beacons, I think, also particularly strong here. There's a lot of... that pit has some nice corners to drop the beacons in. You can't really clear them all because this is also a pretty large map. So I really like the pick coming out here. We do see kind of the tried and true on the other side, the double splatter shot, but the vac on the other side. Both teams gearing up to do a vac push with that Rainmaker. So now, neutral at the start, trades go both ways. GG Watson, Zane gearing up to use that Zuka to try and find an opening for GG Watson.
Yeah, but Zane not really getting anything with that Zuka. Is going to get that assist on that pick. It's 3 versus 3. Incredibly, neutral playing field right now. Eisen has that Inkjet at the ready right now, but it's just kind of difficult. Nawal Gaming has that numbers advantage right now, though. Eisen is going to be the one to grab the Rainmaker. Is going to opt to run it left, but it's just going to get taken down by Zine. Is going to get the trade before they go down, but not a whole lot ground gained by either team here. Very neutral playing field here in the first minute. Still 2 versus 2. These numbers are just staying the same throughout this entire match. It's very hard for either team to get an advantage at this point. So it's just going to come down to who can wear the other down first and just get that monster push off that little opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the Inkvac that came out from Isabel stopped that first push. You can't really move up with paint when that Inkvac's in your face. So you can see kind of both teams just playing around playing around like the specials that come out from their back lines here. Or, well, tent, I suppose, not the back line, but either way, both teams just kind of playing patiently, waiting to move in with either the shield or their specials there, and it's not really going either way so far, but that seems to be the first opening of the game. Nawal finds 2 clean picks. Now they're going to move up into the top right, but the potential shield doesn't. It goes down before the Rainmaker can make it to the corner, and even worse, the Rainmaker falls into the pit. So no checkpoint, not many points on the board for Nawal Gaming, as GG Waston has an opportunity to move in here. If they can dodge that Zuka, and they do, the Vac managing to save the life of the Rainmaker, and now the Rainmaker is moving the other direction. That's going to be a dunk, and the first checkpoint going to GG Waston here.
Yeah, and I mean, GG Waston did a great job of, making it seem like they were just going to run it left with that ink bag, but instead they just went on the grates in a place where Nawal Gaming couldn't really reach them, and before Nawal could react, that checkpoint had fallen, and already Rainmaker re-grabbed down to 43 points, and Isabel contented to stay back, get some more picks, get some more damage. That's a double kill right there. Probably looking for that triple, trying to defend that Rainmaker as much as possible, and GG Waston has a pretty strong position right now, able to break through this neutral, and Nawal only has 2 minutes 20 seconds left to give a sturdy answer, and GG Waston still putting on pressure, has another Vac at the ready, gonna get a few more points down to 33, and they're still in there getting picked. Isabel getting so much off of this ballpoint nouveau.
Yeah, we could just see how long Isabel was able to stay alive, moving along those grades, getting some picks. The Ink Vac, in addition to giving that Rainmaker the extra points, was able to find two picks off of it. Now the Rainmaker just making a dash for the pedestal. If they're going to get the knockout here. Incredible play from GG Waston. That is going to get them into semifinals with a victory over Nawal. Well played, and a really nice push over those grades.
Yeah, really well played from GG Waston throughout this whole set. They were in a commanding position in all 3 of the games for a significant portion of the time, and Nawal Gaming kind of struggled to really get themselves organized under all the pressure, the multi-pronged assault that GG Waston was putting in their face that whole time. So, absolutely beautiful played. Really fun set from both these teams, but GG Waston is going to be the one moving on to semifinals, to top 4 here at SOS number 124.
Yeah, really. Those are some interesting matches that we've seen here. We've seen kind of like a resurgence of Ink Vac coming out on Rainmaker. We saw how it got all of those extra points. All of those extra points on the board, but even though it got filled up so quickly, it was able to find those 2 extra picks in the process, and that's kind of the danger. It has such a large radius now that you can't really keep yourself safe and fight it at the same time. So yeah, GG Waston gonna be fighting Duck Motif in semis. We've got Retake to KO versus Sendouq Warriors on the other side. Yeah, we've got our final 4 for SOS 124. I need to check the rosters of Retake to KO on Sendouq Warriors, because you never know who the Sendouq Warriors could be. Here we go. Perfect.
I mean, here they are. It's Ivy, Woomy, Toffee, Giggle, and Aim, Kiwi. I mean, definitely recognize a few names from Sendouq Warriors. Definitely some strong players, but Retake to KO seems to be an established team, just of 5 players that have been playing with each other for a good bit.
Sorry. My brain thought this was Rainbow Road for a moment, and I was like gonna start singing the song. Anyways, yeah, we've certainly got a lot of great players on both sides. Retake to KO kind of making a really big run here in semifinals. Who did they just beat? They
just beat Pony Strikes, and I'm like, hey, what's up, hello, en route to getting here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's a tough run to get into top 4. Now they're gonna face their greatest challenge yet, it seems. Yeah, IB, Woomy, Toffee, Dizzy, and Kiwi. Yeah, Dizzy was on that 0077 team that just did really well, right?
Mm-hmm. They got top 4 at what was it called? Split Up?
Super Jump?
I forgot what it was called. Super Jump, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it? I completely forgot.
It took me a second to remember the name too. There's so many tournaments that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, IB Woomy, perennial Sendouq grinder.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen how much Woomy has been grinding Sendouq, but I don't think I've ever seen them not in the queue. That's kind of how much I've seen them play. And
grind never
Kiwi, they play
stops.
quite a bit as well. I mean, they got that name for a reason. Sendouq Warriors. But yeah. Akame, Divya, Rin, Velvet, and Blob on the other side. Yeah, I have not seen these guys play too much. I remember, I think at least Akame was at Riptide. I can't remember if I talked to any of them though. But we will see what's going to happen because we've got a scrappy match on our hands on Clams Mako.
Yeah, Clams Mako Mart is going to be the first map of this set. Mako Mart, pretty tried and true map. I think we can all say over the last 7 years. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while, and Mako has always been there for us. And Clan Blitz, it's definitely one of the modes not quite as well known and well liked as Splatoon's, but still a strong mode in its own right. A lot of clan spots, a lot of places to be in to set up a strong push, but you are kind of funneled to push through mid if you want to get to those baskets, and those baskets are pretty close to each other as well.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of fast-paced pushes here. Well, Woomy, I know, has a really good Wiper and Tetras. I don't think this is the best map for either of those in particular. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing that Wiper, and I think Kiwi is pretty much just Splash. So we may see different stuff besides Zuka coming out on such a small map. I mean, I think we'll still see Zuka. I'm going to be real. But this could certainly be a map where like Hammer is particularly effective. We're going to see some might see sloshers or blasters, that sort of dealio, if I were to take a guess. But we'll see what fortune brings us in the next game.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be kind of a feel-out map. Both these teams playing on a pretty even ground in this first match, and just kind of get a chance to see what the other team is going to have to offer, because to be completely honest, I don't really know what either of these teams are going to be playing. As you said, Fusion, a lot of stuff good on this map. Sloshers and blasters can really take advantage of their AoE, as can Zuka, of course, but got a lot of strong one-tricks on either side here. So we could be seeing quite the unorthodox comps, and I am all here for that, because after enough tournaments, meta gets kind of grating at times.
Yeah. Meta this, meta that.
Meta this, meta that. When are you gonna meta girl?
Yeah, have you ever met a girl?
There you go. That's the one.
That's the question.
That's the question we're all asking ourselves here. We're gonna get right into it here. Game 1 here of semifinals of SOS. Clans Mako Mart. Here we go. Kiwi's gonna be rocking that Splash. Wumi's gonna be playing Tetra, Pencil, and Sword of the last two. And Inkling Tri-Trigger coming out from retake to KO.
Yeah, and the Snipe Rider here as well. Particularly long-range comp, I think, coming out for this map from Sendouq Warriors. And of course, that Stringer on the other side's a very interesting pick as well. Yeah, certainly going to rain down a lot of paint here, but not, I think, what any of us were expecting. Already, two members going down onto retake to KOs. It's a pretty neutral situation in the middle of the map. The Sodas are going to continually come out from that Snipe Rider, and that's going to be their primary goal this match. Already it seems like the aggros on Sendouq Warriors are making a bit of an impact here, as Woomy flanking around that left side. Blob's going to try and stop them, but it's going to be difficult against the Tetra dualies. The team up is going to help them take that out and stabilize in the middle of the map. And that is going to let the rest of the members of Retake to KO, Akame and Rin, who are doing such a great job of locking down that middle of the map, move forward, get that first power clam in. That's the first score of the game. That's going to open the way for this bucket to get up into the top left, potentially get some more on the board, but that's not quite going to give them enough space to do much, as most of the members end up backing out, opting to stay alive rather than get a few extra points on the board.
Yeah, pretty light push from Retake to KO. Retake to KO actually not running a cooler, which is certainly a rarity for this meta, opting for the Incline Tri-Stringer, which I am absolutely a fan of. I love bows, but that, regardless, Sendouq Warriors is going to be the one to score and get the lead, and Woomy going and staying with the Tetras, going for the flank, is going to get taken down with the Reef Slider, but the value of the Tetra to just take away the attention of the entire team is just, it cannot be understated, and while Sendouq Warriors is not quite able to capitalize on it super well, they're still able to do pretty well in this fight here. Kiwi starting to get set up, has the crab at the ready, and Sendouq Warriors has the numbers advantage, head and shoulders. They just need to build up some clams, and they're going to have a good push on their hands here.
Yeah, and something that I can't help but notice is despite the fact that Sendouq Warriors keeps pushing, they don't have much paint on the map. And that's, I think, because Double Shooter plus Inkling Tri-Stringer just sends out so much paint. Already Kiwi having to back up their 2 members of Sendouq Warriors, try and push on the left side. Akame finds 1, but that's not going to go quite in their direction. 1 clam is going to make its way towards the basket, and the jump is going to come in as well. So small push turns into a significantly larger one, already down to 47. That's going to be 2 or 3 members down on Sendouq Warriors. Give a bit of a chance for Retake to KO to gain some control of mid as they do with the paint and the stacks. But the Shark coming in is going to potentially put a thorn in their side. Not quite as big a thorn as Umi was hoping there.
Yeah, Restarter still needs some buffs, unfortunately. But regardless, Suzuka's going to be coming out from Akame. Just trying to put on whatever pressure possible. This Tetris is doing exactly that. Akame is going to pick up that power clam. It's going to try and jump out, but it's going to get taken down by Tavi here with a Stamper. Close to that Zipcaster, and there is that Zipcaster in their hands. They're probably going to go for some kind of zip play. But the clam gonna get stopped right before the basket. Toffee looks to be trying to just come in on the rebound, but is not able to make it over there. That power clam probably gonna die, and all of a sudden, Sendouq Warriors 3 dead. It's just Giggle on the sniper to the left, and Velvet trying to set up here with this Bucky, gonna find themselves fighting with me on the Tetras. It is gonna go down before they can get a pick, though. Toffee's gonna come in on the other side to try and reinforce the defense. Raiden's gonna be popping that Zuga, trying to find whatever. It's just utter pandemonium right now in front of Sendouq Warriors basket.
Yeah, it's certainly been a difficult time for Retake to KO to get that push going. They've had such a hard time getting up onto the enemy plat. It feels like they keep trying to move forward. They have so many clams in their pocket, but they're not able to get that last bit towards the basket. And it feels like Sendouq Warriors is kind of just able to run in through the sides and sneak in a couple clams. And that's all it's taken so far. But here come the chumps. That's a lot of paint online. Multiple members down on Sendouq Warriors. This could be an opportunity if they're able to displace that crab. That's exactly what the strikes are going to do. 2 members down. Kiwi's in an awkward spot. Blob's able to get that power clam in a full wipeout. That's going to be so many clams in the basket for Retake to KO. That is going to be nearly the lead. That is the lead. A few more extra clams come online. 2 members go down, and Retake to KO able to back up and stay alive in this situation. Akame trying to find one sneaky pick in the middle of the map. They are able to get that, but go down to a trade. Now only 30 seconds left. This is looking a little bit dicey. Sendouq Warriors has a lot of space and members alive here. They're going to be able to get that clam in. That's not nearly enough to take back the lead here, but they're going to be able to stay alive and continue fighting. Are they going to be able to find the clams they need to get into the basket? It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to this time around, and as I say that, they do manage to sneak it in. The pressure's on Retake to KO to find that last member, Toffee, sneaking around the right side. They're going to try and get one in as time runs. They get a few more clams in, nearly overtime. Oh my goodness, and they do manage to find the last few clams to knock it out.
Fusion, you, my friend, have just casted the commentator's curse, because my goodness, Sendouq Warriors was looking kind of down and out of it, but they were just able to force their way in the map, able to sneak that pencil through underneath the basket, and just clams kept raining in one after another, until ultimately there were 5 seconds left, and still members of Sendouq Warriors had clams ready to throw in the basket to just ensure overtime is never going to happen in the first place. So beautifully constructed push at the very end of it.
I kept waiting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hand it off to you. Okay, I'm gonna hand it off to you. But like, and then I see someone like with a clam moving in towards the basket, and I'm like, no, the game's just gonna end if I do that. So I'm like, I'm just continuing to talk. Did not end up getting a chance. Sendouq Warriors just keeping that push going, making it last the whole last 30-something seconds. So now, completely different dynamic. Bryanwater Springs. Nothing will happen on this map ever.
I am asleep. Honk me. Wake me up for game 3. In all seriousness, though, it is Splatoon's Bryanwater. We've been seeing it since, oh god, December of last year. Jeez, it's been so long. But yeah, it's the classic. There's a little bit of resemblance of a flank there on that left side, but most of the time you're just going to be just throwing specials onto that zone and hoping you move the other team out of the way of it. And maybe you're just trying to throw specials on your ramp to move your team out, to move the enemy team out, just whatever you can do to stop that full lockout from occurring, because if the enemy team gets pushed too far up, it's lights out.
Yeah, it's definitely a map you can easily get locked out on if you're not careful. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on that flank at least most of the time. But both teams, I think, are going to just be able to play pretty patiently on their plats. We see double pencils coming out. We see 2 number 2s, and that is going to be a slow soda match on both sides. But we have some different dynamics. The double Zuka, they're going to be going for specials on the side of Sendouq Warriors, retake to KO, while Sendouq Warriors is just all about those mean weapons here. But it looks like retake to KO is going to grab that first hold, but it's not going to last.
Yeah, Sendouq Warriors going to take that right back, going to bite through that tiny penalty, and Wumi's already trying to set up on this ramp. He's trying to be as much of a nuisance as possible. Kiwi coming in with the crap for the support. Here comes the Zuka, though. Gets the headshot on Kiwi, I believe. And 3 are going to die on Sendouq Warriors just like that. Just the pencil left alive, trying to defend the zone. And here comes the double Zuka. Here come the tri-strikes. And yeah, there's no way you can keep control or keep pressure at that point. Zone is going to go right to retake the KO. And they're already just holding so much of the map. Not quite yet pushing forward onto the enemy ramp, but they're certainly making their way. They have some specials certainly cooking up. Probably going to be coming on soon. Snapper's going to go down. Shot's going to go down on the side of retake to KO, though, as is the Snipe Rider. And all of a sudden, that's the zone retake for Sendouq Warriors and the Wipeout.
Yeah, a really nice flank there from Wumi. We saw them managing to corner that Snipe Rider, and now here's that lockout that we mentioned. Kiwi and Wumi pushing up into the enemy base. They're not able to find anything. Wumi goes down in the process. The soda comes out, but that is going to be a little bit delayed, so retake to KO is likely going to try and move in as soon as they can here. One member does end up going down onto Sendouq Warriors. The specials are coming out. The strikes are coming out. The Zuka is about to come out here as well. Not able to find a pick just yet, but that seems like it's going to flip back the zone. No, not quite yet in Sendouq's favor, but that is going to actually be a hold from Sendouq Warriors. They managed to back up and then retake the zone in the nick of time. Really well played defense here as the last 20 seconds tick down.
Yeah, Wumi able to get a nice double, looking for the pick on Blob, and all of a sudden, 9-8, 7-6, 5-4, 3-2-1, and that's looking like it's going to be game, set, and match done. Sendouq Warriors is going to take it 2-0 over retake to KO and going to move on to grand finals here at SOS.
Yeah, really quick second match from Sendouq Warriors after that complete back and forth game from game 1. So just the few lockouts were able to propel Sendouq Warriors to victory there. So we're not going to end up seeing that tower control Manta game. And yeah, Sendouq Warriors making it to the Leviathan rank, or I think they're at like Diamond Plus right now. They got to win this if they want to make Leviathan here. Now against Duck Motif.
Is it confirmed Duck Motif on the other side? Oh, it is Duck Motif. I didn't look at the screen. My bad. I was looking on the Battle 5. But yeah, the final stage is set. It's going to be Duck Motif versus Sendouq Warriors here. First and third seed in grand finals. Pretty much exactly what you expected. Good stuff to GG Wasson and retake to KO. They made a strong run here. Going to be battling out in that third place match. But stage is set. Scores are about to be settled. It's going to be Duck Motif and Sendouq Warriors battling out in the finals.
Yeah, I don't know. Duck Motif feels like such a funny name. It feels like they were battling for they're trying to figure out what that last word is going to be, because they were Duck Gang. They were something else. Weren't like they duck something. They were duck something else besides gang at some point.
I only knew Duck Gang, to be honest. I'm kind of new school.
But yeah, no, I mean it's still pretty new school. I'm pretty sure they just did it in like a pickup at some point, and I saw it. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing ducks throughout their gameplay. They are pretty quacked, but are they more quacked than Sendouq Warriors is the question.
Is the question.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure neither of these teams have dropped a game all the way through this tournament, which just shows like these are the two titans that have been just itching to battle each other. And I mean, here they are. A best of 5 set is all that stands in either of them way for that sweet SOS victory.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I didn't realize neither of these teams dropped a game throughout the tournament. So yeah, if I were to pick two teams to do it, these seem like the ones to do just that. Yeah, I never know what Zenith's going to play, because they like Wiper, but they also play everything else. And Woomy
Yeah.
just switches between the Tetras and Wiper a lot. But nonetheless, I think we're going to be seeing relatively meta stuff with a potential brush of some kind from Red Shell. Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. I always enjoy watching Red Shell play just because like Octobrush is kind of just a breath of fresh air, and especially that Octobrush Nuva that they've been favoring ever since, Red Shell and Zenith just popped off at Mode Cup a few weeks ago, and I mean, here they are ready to pop off again in front of Sendouq Warriors. So, yeah, I mean, as you said, Fusion, Zenith is just really able to show off all the weapons that they're able to play, and I mean, in order to be at this level, you have to be well-versed in a lot of weapons, and I'd imagine we're going to see some very interesting comps throughout the set from both these teams. Stages are set here, going to be starting things off on Rainmaker Hagglefish. Fusion, you got any thoughts on this stage?
It's definitely one that you're going to have to be careful about that first checkpoint on. It's once you get the first check, just one tiny jump is all it takes, and you'll lose an extra 30-40 points. So, first check is very important to protect if you're able to do that. But this is definitely an interesting map in that both checkpoints are very solid options for the first one. I think a lot of maps, one checkpoint is significantly better than the other. Like taking it right on Humpback or Crab Leg. But this map, I think, either way is very solid. The middle of the map for those quick dunks, and the left side for just throwing your opponents off if they miss position a little bit. So definitely interesting gameplay that's going to happen before that first checkpoint, and decisions that are going to have to be made here. And we're going to probably see some stuff like Inkjet that can hit over that tarp, some fizzy bombs that are able to really pressure onto the enemy plat, if I were to take a guess.
So what I'm hearing is we're going to be seeing a lot of vanilla ballpoint.
And Zuka. We're going to be seeing a lot of vanilla ballpoints. I think we're going to see some vanilla ballpoint. I think this is a pretty solid map for it. I think VAC is also something you could see, maybe a little bit less likely on this one.
I don't know. VAC is kind of just a catch-all way to just brute force your way for that jump, but just because, like, you can't paint the feet because the VAC's just going to be in the way. So, I don't know. We might see some VAC, we might see some Inkjet, we're almost definitely going to see some Zuka, but probably not from Sendouq Warriors if that last set is anything to go off of. So, honestly, I'm just ready to jump into it, see some comps, and here we go. Grand Finals for SOS. Gonna be taking it here between Sendouq Warriors and Duck Motif here.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we do see the similar comp coming out on the other side. We see a Charger. I'm eating my words a little bit. We do see some interesting stuff. VAC coming out from Bandit, the vanilla Charger, as well as those beacons with that Octobrush Nouveau. I've been a fan of seeing Red Shell play this weapon. I'm also interested in the comp that Sendouq Warriors is running here as well. Pretty much the just Tetra Stamper duo of go kill things is supported by the Splash-O-Matic and the coolers coming out from the Snipe Rider is an interesting combination. They're already able to find 2 or maybe even 3 picks onto Sendouq Warriors. That's potentially going to be the first check they run for it. The VAC is protecting it. They're not able to get it just yet. The specials now come online for Duck Motif, and here they go. Yep, they're diving for that left checkpoint, but they're not able to get it in time. Nice pick from Bandit there, is going to shut that push down.
Yeah, Bandit on the splatter scope is just going to exert so much pressure onto this map. That laser is just so difficult to avoid, and it's a lot more lethal than the laser that Sendouq Warriors has to work with. But it's just Bandit left for Duck Motif, and that Stamper and the catcher is looking for them. 2 more jumps going to be on the 10, and Toffee's going to get the pick onto Red Shell as well. That's going to be the Rainmaker checkpoint being broken by Sendouq Warriors, and it looks like they're going to aim to continue this push on the left side of the map, but Zuka is going to be delaying it just a little bit. Zap is going to go down, though. Shot's going to go down as well. Toffee popping off on this left side, and this Rainmaker is going to be running forward all the way down to 14 points. Red Shell finally able to get the stop there, but the rest of Sendouq Warriors are setting themselves up for success here.
Yeah, good stop, but that's a big push coming out at the start of the game from Sendouq Warriors. I think I saw one flanking left. That's by the pedestal, but Bandit's going to stop Woomy before they get to that Rainmaker. So now, just surviving, Duck Motif able to hang in there and gain a little bit of ground, but they still have not cleared out Sendouq Warriors from their side of the map. Here the specials come. We see a flank around that right side. They're going to need to keep an eye on Kiwi. Kiwi is almost all the way behind them. They do manage to get called out there, as it looks like like Duck Motif is going to call them out, corner them there, and all the while, the Rainmaker is making a move for that checkpoint, and they have a vac online. And as I say that, the Snipe Rider takes them out, and that is going to be massive. No easy points on the board yet.
Yeah, Rachel gets taken out as well right after they throw that rain. Andrew's going to be here with the Zuka, but that Zuka is pretty much expired. Are going to get attacked from the back to save by the teammate, but goes in all the same to the burst bomb from Toffee. Toffee just able to position themselves really effectively, and Kiwi already pushed up, gets the trade on Bandit. Zenith's going to jump in, just going to try and get some pop on the Maker, but it's a little bit of pandemonium. Rachel is positioned on the tent, it's going to jump off left, and a lot of this battle is going on the left side here. Andrew and Toffee get a trade. Wumi's just trying to find whoever possible to fight. Rachel finally going to go down behind enemy lines, and Zenith just off on the left side. Everyone is just kind of everywhere at this point, but looks like we're back to normal. Wooby gonna rush in with that restart, get a nice double there, and gonna force Duck Motif to have their formation broken. Just Retro left alive as Sendouq Warriors have the Rainmaker again.
Yeah, and they managed to find a couple picks, They get a few picks onto Sendouq Warriors in the process, so this push is going to have to back up just a little bit, but the jumps just keep coming back in so quickly, and the Rainmaker able to defend itself so well that it doesn't even matter how many picks Duck Motif gets. That's not enough. Paint comes in, the Rainmaker makes its way to the pedestal, not quite able to get the dunk, but all the way down to 1. Duck Motif has their work cut out for them. Sendouq Warriors has pushed them to the brink here.
Yeah, Duck Motif has to get that knockout if they want to take this game 1, and they've only just broken that first checkpoint. Zuka is going to get popped out, but it's just going to go down all the same. Traded with the Tetras. Bandit has the ink back here, but is in not really in any position to use it. Cooler is out for Duck Motif, but Sendouq Warriors are probably going to get their own cooler soon. Kiwi going to pop up with the splash, get that nice pick, and Bandit's going to get forced back. Gets the nice trade on Woomy, but goes down all the same. That means no ink. Well, there is an ink vac because of the cooler, but Charger's still in a very far away position, and that Crab is going to get the pick on Red Shell, and I don't know, members are just falling left and right all over the place here.
Yeah. Sendouq are certainly going to have to be a little bit careful here. They don't have the kind of specials that would just end the game. They're going to need to get things done with their main weapons and bodies themselves. So Woomy trying to stop the Rainmaker, they're not able to find it. They have Cooler as a little bit of a backbone, as well as that Snipe Rider. We see Kiwi called out on that left side, but Duck Motif needs such a big push at this point. They need to survive everything, every single flank. Woomy coming in with that Reef Slider. That's not going to find the picks just yet, but every time that Duck Motif gets slowed down, it's going to be that much more difficult for them to move forwards. Now, by the time we're on the Rainmaker, all the way down to 30 seconds, they're going to need to make a move quickly.
Yeah, they're going to need a miracle. We're going to have to be going to overtime, and Zenith does not have a lot of time left on that Rainmaker, and there's no opportunity to reset it because that checkpoint is broken. Zenith probably only has about 15 seconds left, just forced to run forward, but 3 down on the side of Sendouq Warriors. That's going to be Zenith getting the dunk and getting the knockout here. Duck Motif from just snatches victory from the claws of defeat and takes game 1.
No way. That was absolutely insane. We saw the Zipcaster frantically trying to make its way back, but the picks that came out from Duck Motif here were just so clutch. We saw how patiently they played throughout that entire push. We saw the flank from the Tetras in the top right, and they were just so aware of it. As soon as the Tetras just dropped, like before they even hit the ground, they had fire onto them. And I don't even know, I don't know, their composure has to be absolutely mind-blowing to even think that they have a way back into that game. That's so crazy.
I have no idea how Duck Motif won game 1. I guess Sendouq Warriors just dropped a little too far forward in that defense, and then Zenith was just able to squid roll past all of them with that Rainmaker. And by the time they turned back around, all of Duck Motif was there. But my goodness, was that just down to the absolute wire. Zenith probably only had 5 seconds left by the time that knockout came. So, as you said, Fusion, what insane composure from Duck Motif there. Just able to snatch that game 1. And if that game is any telling, this is going to be a great set.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping so. I'm like, I don't know, just the gameplay that we've seen out of Sendouq Warriors has just been it's just been so aggressive and, you know, so focused on just getting key picks that I'm wondering whether or not they're going to try and dial things back, change things up a little bit going into the next match. This is just a gigantic map, and it's going to be certainly difficult for 2 weapons that really have a difficult time affecting things with their specials. They're not big AoEs. They're difficult to get the key picks with. Whether or not we're going to be seeing a change up in that regard here, whether we might see like a Wiper Deco or something coming out from Wumi instead. But of course, they were in charge that entire last match, so maybe they're just gonna stay a little bit more composed for this next match and get things done. That seems like what we're going to be seeing here.
Yeah, nothing's going to force Sendouq Warriors to change their comp, I feel. It's just kind of ride or die. Bandit's going to be going onto that E-Leader, though, off of that vanilla Spider Scope. And, I mean, the stage is set. The weapons are pretty much identical. It's Clam Blitz. It's essentially Turf War with an objective. So let's see who can get this opening control here, because just having all that map painted in your color is so valuable on a mode like Clam Blitz. Trades are already happening, favoring Duck Motif at the current moment, and Cooler is out. 3 are down on the side of Sendouq Warriors, and this opening is going disastrously for them right now.
Yeah, as soon as Duck Motif got their rhythm, it feels like they know exactly what they need to do here. Yeah, nice jump out from Red Shell. We can see them using and abusing that cooler to just try and get in and out as quickly as possible, stay alive in the process. Now Red Shell's under the basket, able to find a pick. That's going to open the way for Zenith to get a few more points in, but nice grab from Kiwi. That is going to shut down that push from multiple angles here. It's going to give them time to clear out some beacons in the middle, and that is going to give Sendouq Warriors a pity clam with quite a bit of map control here.
Yeah, I mean, people have been sleeping on Crab, but Crab is absolutely still a strong special, and Kiwi proving that with just how actually they've been able to place it, especially there on that defense. And as you said, Sendouq Warriors got that pity clam without losing that much. Duck Motif only got the push to 74, but that Zuka gets a nice double, I think. As to the Sniper Raider, though, still kind of an even playing field here, but that Sniper is going to go down to that E-Leader. Just the Tethers alive in that power claim. It's in a very awkward spot right now for how much control Duck Motif has right now, but Wumi able to get the pick onto Bandit, going to try and find this pick onto Zenith. Both of them are just dancing around this pole. It's going to go in favor of Zenith here, but both are able to sufficiently stall enough time to get all the members back alive onto the field.
Yeah, Zenith now just painting for that cooler, just kind of stalling. The longer you stall, the more it works into Duck Motif's favor. They're just kind of stalling to keep Bandit alive, let the E-Litter try and get some picks there. They're going to get out alive, but not before Sendouq Warriors takes out 2 members, and that's going to help them get real control of the middle of the map. They have 5 clams online, not quite enough to really get a push going, and despite how many kills they got earlier, it's not really going to get them too much control of the map here. And they're just going to have to really just take another fight if they want to have an opportunity to push.
Yeah, but 2 are going to go down on Sendouq Warriors. This game is currently all in favor of Duck Motif right now. Sendouq Warriors really push back. Aim Kiwi in a very awkward spot. Red Shoulder is going to be raining October shots from above. Is able to get two picks, I believe, and just back in an instant. Tactical Coolers makes winning these fights so much harder to get value from. But Wumi's going to go down with those Tetris. 3 are going to go down from Duck Motif. All of them just kind of running at the same time and just going to get taken out. Kiwi has 7 clans right now. 1 away from a football, but it's just so hard to get any sort of control. Football is on the side of Sendouq Warriors, but Kiwi's in an awkward spot because they are going to be popping that crab while holding that power clan, but just being rushed down by Zenith is going to get taken down as well. 3 dead from Sendouq Warriors. It's just going to be Giggle forced to grab that pity claim or that power claim and run away. Guess that pick on Zenith all the same, though.
Yeah, the picks just keep coming out, and Sendouq Warriors just keep respawning. And it feels like no matter how many times they go down, they're able to just get back in so quickly because of that cooler. That jump is not going to make it to the basket in time. But the Reef Slider, not enough either. It's not going to save that power clam. And we've got another low-scoring game on this map on our hands. I don't know about you. I feel like that happens quite a bit on this map, but now Duck Motif looking strong. They are in control of the Greats for the first real time this match. They have quite a bit of paint on the board and quite a few clams. Wumi moving into the basket. They're not able to find anything. They get triple teamed, not able to move in time, but now Kiwi in the top right. That's a key position. They do not have Crab online just yet, but that's going to let them get the super jump in. They're not able to get the power clam in just yet. They are finally able to get those points on the board. Are the clams coming in from mid going to be enough? Henry shuts it down, but that is going to be the lead back to Sendouq Warriors. Duck Motif now needs to make a push. Sendouq Warriors just barely able to get in with a nice push over that right side, but Duck Motif just already putting their foot on the gas, moving towards the enemy plot.
Yeah, Sendouq Warriors cannot feel safe right now. Just 1 power claim and Duck Motif is going to have to lead back. And 2 are already dead on the side of Sendouq Warriors. Henry's going to be pushing up with that Zuka backfire. Leader is going to be the one with the power clamp. Just going to have that red carpet laid for them at the basket. And that's the lead immediately going back in favor of Duck Motif. And a ton of clams going in. Score is at 43 right now in favor of Duck Motif. And they're just able to jump back in, just put on so much more pressure. Kiwi is going to be able to just get away from the chaos pretty much scot-free. Meanwhile, Henry is still fighting the enemy team. Finally going to go down, but Kiwi got to push up pretty far, and that pity claim is already in the hands of Sendouq Warriors. It's going to come down to overtime here once again. Rain is coming out from Red Shell. It's going to stall the push from Sendouq Warriors just a bit. Woomy is going to be trying to come in with these Tetras on the top side, but here comes Red Shell. Is going to get the double, trying to get the triple, but the sniper is able to jump out. Giggle, it still gets taken up by Red Shell all the same. Red Shell has an insane kill streak going. Overtime looks like it's going to end before Sendouq Warriors can get that clam in that basket, and it looks like it's not going to be enough. Duck Motif going to be taking the game, going to be going up 2-0 in the set.
Nicely done from Duck Motif. They have that composure to just come back no matter how far down they find themselves. Just a few clams this time, but a really well-coordinated push lets them get back in here and take another victory. And now they're just a single game away from taking SOS. So now it's really all the pressures on Sendouq Warriors to get the victory here. They are going to likely stick all of the same strategies and stuff, but what do they need to do if they're going to get the victory here? Because it feels like when they have the opportunities to push, they're just not quite able to get that real team push, right? They haven't been able to get the Rainmaker quite as far as they might have hoped, or the pity clam onto the enemy plat. I think that in particular we saw last game. Now on zones, they can potentially just focus more on those picks that they're so good at. Just able to get through the zone and get the picks to lock out Duck Motif. I think the beacons are going to come into play from Duck Motif here, but I think the aggression from Sendouq Warriors could just kind of overrun Duck Motif if they're not careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, it's kind of Sendouq Warriors' last resort. Duck Motif has just so much momentum right now. Again, I believe they have not dropped a game this whole tournament, and they're on the verge of just taking this tournament in a clean sweep. And Sendouq Warriors really is going to have to pull together and try to prevent that from happening. We know that they have the skill. They've been able to keep it close the first two games, but just not quite able to close it out. But if they have any kind of clutch factor, this is going to be their chance to show it, because zones, you really got to get that hold on deck, and if you just get a little complacent, you can just get smashed through so easily. So I don't know, it is kind of just the last bastion for Sendouq Warriors here.
Yeah, last chance for them to get their points on the board and take a victory here in game 3. Here we go, hopping back into it. We see the same dealio coming out on the side of Sendouq Warriors, and more or less the same thing on the other side as well. Bandits still on that E-leader. It's going to be very strong here on this map. A long, narrow pathway in the middle of the map is going to give Bandit plenty of room to get some snipes here, but the quick pick onto Sendouq Warriors is met with another quick pick onto Duck Motif. Zenith trying to make their way through the zone is gonna net Duck Motif some space, and that's gonna let them get that first cap. Now with specials online, it seems like they're gonna be able to try and take control of the top left, but unfortunately going down is going to make things a little bit more difficult for them.
Yeah, Henry with that Zuka is going to be popping in, not getting a ton of value, but Duck Motif going down to the Zipcaster. Zipcaster is going to be recalling. Kiwi is going to go down, though. Again, a bit of a bloodbath. Just the zap left for Duck Motif, though. Sendouq Warriors is going to be able to get this zone and has the support of the Tad Cooler. All the members are jumping in to Gibble right now. But, I mean, Sendouq Warriors still struggling to push in front of that zone. Giggle just trying to rain down those charger shots and just be as annoying as possible, but Sendouq Warriors not able to get a stronghold. Red Shell is still gunning for them. Wookie is going to be going for Bandit, going to be residering to get the cap on the zone, but unable to do so. Goes down to Henry instead, and 2 are dead on Sendouq Warriors, and Duck Motif now has a clean hold on the zone and has that Zuka at the ready.
Yeah, the Zuka not able to find anything. We can see Sendouq Warriors steering clear of the snipes, and now the Crab coming out after the Zuka's over. It's not going to get taken out instantly, but the team up from Duck Motif is insane. So many shots just coming out onto that Crab tank, shreds it so quickly. 2 members into spawn, but they did seem to be They might have been coolered up there, so they're going to get back into the zone before Sendouq Warriors is able to get in. The Zipcaster looking to find something, and they find the E-Leader. That's going to be a huge pick. They find another one zip straight through the ground there, and that is going to potentially open the way, but that's not quite enough. They're going to need to make a dash for the zone. They're running for it. They neutralize it, but not enough picks. The jumps come back in. Duck Motif is going to close it out, take the Grand Finals 3-0, and take SOS 124.
Yeah, Duck Motif just got more and more dominant as the set went on. Game 1 was so down to the wire. It came down to that overtime knockout push with that wipeout. And then Game 2 also came down to overtime, but Duck Motif was able to hold a strong defense. And then Game 3, Duck Motif just had it all figured out, had everything they needed, just put on such a stronghold, such a good display throughout this whole tournament, and they are your SOS 124 champions in an absolutely dominant fashion. Extremely well played to them. They are absolutely deserving of this win. Extremely good run from Sendouq Warriors as well, just able to make it so far without dropping a game, but just not quite able to put together the pieces versus Duck Motif in the end.
Yeah, the really well played to Sendouq Warriors. We can see just how far that aggression has taken them, not dropping a game until Duck Motif, and just that first game, just a bit of a heartbreaker loss. Duck Motif showing that they're really they're the team that's been practicing together forever, and they've just got that composure to, to bring the team through that finish line.
Yeah, just able to pull the whole squad through to the end. Just, again, such a strong team, such a strong group of players. Just really, they've broken out so well in the last few months, and they've just been showing that they are here to stay. Incredibly strong group of players. Incredible play from them throughout this entire bracket.
Yeah. That is going to be the end of our tournament. Really quick, I want to talk about the a Splatoon local event. The next Splatoon local scene is New England. There's going to be a big meetup there, organized by the New England Splatoon, or NES. The Splatoon region, first Splatoon local of the region, is going to take place on October 7th at Balance Patch in Allston, Boston. If you're in the New England area, the LAN event's for you. Come hang out for NES's first Pay What You Can Splatoon friendly, and stay tuned for future prize pool tournaments and more. Bring a Switch headset and whatever you need to be successful and have a good time. You can see where to RSVP or follow them on Twitter on that picture here. I highly recommend Splatoon events, Splatoon local events. You're going to meet a lot of cool people, and just the Splatoon scene is incredible. Playing on LAN, if you've never had that experience, is great. The game feels crisp as heck, and there's not much like it, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I haven't personally got the chance to play on LAN. I'm not a New England resident, unfortunately, so I won't be able to make it, but I look forward to my chance. And if you're in New England, I would absolutely recommend checking it out. LAN seem like absolutely amazing experiences. Just make the most of it that you can, because these opportunities don't come up very often, and when they do, they are a jam for everyone involved.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping I'm able to either make or join some LAN events in the near future, because twice or three times a year at a big LAN event, it doesn't feel like enough. It's never enough. The Splatoon community is really just incredible to hang out with. So, I believe that's going to be the end of our stream. It's been a pleasure casting with you so far, Broken Pinky. And
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a bit since I've casted, and it was a lot of fun. That was a really good match, and I enjoyed casting with you.
Thanks. I enjoyed casting with you too, man, and it's been a great tournament, great sequence of sets. But as said, Fusion, that's going to be it for us. Congrats again to Duck Motif for taking it. Thank you to everyone here at IPL, all the wonderful minds putting through this tournament together every single week after week, month after month. Shout out to our streamer, of course, Justin, doing a fantastic job with the sets. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Congrats again to Duck Motif, and have yourselves a wonderful day.
Have a nice night.